me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shawty on repeat, I say sleep later. This another favor, consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air, fantasy a dream, real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless, learn to live shameless. Talk about me alive, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless, so I'ma style on them. They washed up, it's a rap, throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them, otakus for the win. Tacos, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue, get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah, about time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward, the battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a minor, but made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash Nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wanna ride? Come and vibe with the blue. Come 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 vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather, be weather, be tripping, starting to look control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this. Bad at board games, whole world clueless. Selling they soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a sliced extra mozzarella. Crew fly, let God propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge to tell her? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble, depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do? Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Pass what up? Vibe with the. Wise grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, Dreamweaver.
Yes,
what is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie, Blerd Without Fear, got the homie, Carter Presents. We want to welcome you to the Blerd Cave, number 189, the number one comic book news stream on this or any other Earth in the multiverse, which, by the way, don't know if y'all knew this, you can find everywhere, not just here. But after the show goes off the air, we post up a audio version of the show. You can find it on Amazon, Google, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio. And by the way, while we're talking about that, make sure if you are listening to us on these platforms, make sure you hook us up with a rating, because that'll help spread our reach. It'll help grow what we have here as Earth's Mightiest subscribers. You can grow Earth's Mightiest listeners beyond plus ultra. Carter, what's going on, pimp?
I'm thinking of getting rid of the presents part because it's getting on my nerves now.
He's like, nah,
but no other reason than I was in several people's streams and there's a big YouTuber I watch and they were live streaming. Hey, what's up, Carter Presents? And I just lost it.
Look, you ready to go off.
I really was. So I'd rather motherfuckers just say Carter and leave me alone.
He's like, man, look, I ain't got time for all this shit.
Yeah, I'm thinking about just taking the presents. I don't want to present none of y'all no more. I just want to take that part, just take it out back somewhere. Closed casket. Move. Go.
Wait, closed casket? Goddamn.
Go.
Well, you
Because
know,
it ain't hard. Why would it be Carter Presents? Why?
You know how folks are, Carter. You know how they are. You know this. You already know the answer to this. I shouldn't even have to tell you. You know how you can't count on these folks to not fuck it up sometimes. I'm sure like there would even if I didn't say it at the beginning of every show, I'm pretty sure somebody would fuck it up in here. So I mean, you already know. But the good news is you just Carter here. So I mean, yeah, I guess you know what? Yeah, you just be Carter here. There you go.
There you go.
That's the that's the persona right there. That's it. There you go.
When I told you I had been up, I was looking to see if there were any other Carter Presents on Twitter, and there weren't. And then I was going to change my name to something else, but I don't want to say it because I don't want one of you degenerates to be a troll and then take that name too. But I saw another one. I might change it to and just leave it at that. It'll just be Carter. But that presence, it infuriates me. It infuriates me to no end.
I understand. Well, you know what? You know what shouldn't infuriate you to know. You know what actually should make you quite proud. This is something that we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about this because I just want to put some respect, just some genuine respect on a legend's name. For those who have not been keeping up, the Golden Globes were this week.
Yes.
And a real queen won Best Supporting Actress. Angela Bassett, y'all. Angela Bassett out here. She got look at her. She like, yeah, y'all
Why
better
that
gave
picture?
me my shit. Oh no, because I'm gonna tell you right now. This was the shot. See, Carter don't get it. This was the shot right here. I can tell you right now. There wasn't no other scene in the movie
I know
that
that
cemented it. But this shit, where she was going on, she was like, man, if y'all don't get that dry chicken attitude BS up out of my face. But yes, we just want to give shout out. We're actually, let's, you know what? We dropping the bomb. Dropping the bomb for a queen. Angela Bassett, the winner of the Best Supporting Actress Performance in a Motion Picture winner at the Golden Globes for her role as Queen Ramonda in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This actually makes her the first actor, period, to win a Golden Globe for a performance in an MCU film. So if it was going to be anybody, it was going to be Angela Bassett. Let's just go ahead and keep it real here. Let's go ahead and just keep it 1 milli. That's the only person it would have been. See, no. Here, I want to hold on, because I want to address, because we're gonna get into Quantumania here in a sec, but I want to address the super chat that I just saw here from Anthony Bolton, because I can already tell you all the ways that this could get fucked up. Look, Anthony Bolton said, "How about Carter G?" And I'm gonna show you how somebody gonna fuck it up. Game Son. I know what he's going for. He's going for Gameson. But yeah, somebody gonna fuck
that up. You get a
nasty
award for making that a super chat, no less. You gotta get a nasty award for that one. You gotta get a nasty. Well, thank you for that $1.99 though, but no, sir, no.
Nah, just be Carter. No. Just be Carter. It'll be fine. Just be Carter. I think. Jesus Christ. Hey man, I think it could work. I actually legit think I think you can make it work.
The reason J. Jonah works,
though, you got to get the mustache though.
The mustache ain't the problem. The reason J. Jonah works is because of J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
How the fuck do I go from C to G's? You finna have motherfuckers trying to say I'm a part of Comics Gate all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, no. Don't.
Y'all trying to get me got. I caught you, Anthony Bolton. It's always your own people, because that profile pic. We ain't gonna talk about that profile pic. Whoo, child. But you trying to get me caught up.
I mean, look, bro. You know what? I just sat up here just a minute ago, and this isn't a flex or anything, but I was in the YouTube dashboard because I was looking to make sure that no one put anything in the super chats the night before.
Yeah,
which they did.
They did. Yeah.
They did. But no, when I was going to look for, I was like, "Where's the monetization tab, this motherfucker?" And I realized they changed the name of it. It's no longer the monetization tab; it's the earn tab.
Okay.
Whatever. Anyway, we got one from Gokon Sure His Baby's Father. With the hitting us with the hot and ready, the $5 footlong. Says Kang had that Black Air Force energy, LOL. Ant-Man need a flag throw in.
Pause.
Yes,
and I appreciate everybody making comments for the sweater. It's Fear of God Essentials. This sweater is fire. But here's my question to you.
Go ahead, shoot.
They still got $5 footlongs in Memphis?
Probably not.
I was going to say, because them motherfuckers like $9 to $10 a pair. I was going to
That's LA. That's LA right there.
Cuss, bro.
Well, I don't even think hot and readies are $5 anymore. I think they're like $6 now or something like that. I forget. Because, they got fancy. I don't know. Have you been in a Little Caesar since you've been in Cali?
I didn't even think they fucking existed, but I will always see some older person walking with that hot ass box to the bus stop.
Oh, Lord. Eating the pizza.
I see the Little Caesars box. I don't see the Little Caesars nowhere.
Bruh. So here's the thing. So Little Caesars, I promise y'all, we'll get to it. I just have to tell Carter this right now, or else I'll forget. Okay. But no, so now they got it where, like, you can just, go in, you can go into a Little Caesars, you can order your pizza online or call it ahead, whatever, and you can go in and pick it up without even having to deal with nobody. Like, they got these little ovens that you just walk up to. And like, yeah, you just pull that motherfucker out. Like, you're like, if you have the app, if you got like the app on your phone, or you have your email pulled up, I think there's even like a QR code that, like, if you go up to the thing, it'll have like your information. You just boop, scan it, and the little thing will open up and spit pizzas out. And they don't spit pizzas out. You just take them out of the oven, and you just leave. Because the first time I did, I was like, we good, because I'm not used to that type of treatment. So I walked in, I took the pizzas, but I was looking around, I was like, we good? I ain't want nobody. I was like, I don't want nobody to tackle me when I walk out of here with these pizzas. I ain't trying to go to 201 Poplar for like for $10 worth of pizza.
So LA is starting to get those McDonald's that are all completely computers. So I walked into one and didn't realize it was one, because I was trying to get something real quick before my Uber showed up.
Okay.
And I go in there, and it's just a long ass monitor, tablet, whatever the fuck. I'm tapping the screen to try to get my little McFlurry and my apple pie. I pay for it, and I'm looking for the person. Like, do I give my ticket to somebody? And they just like, how the fuck
They're
do I
like,
do
no.
this? Nope. Some random person just came back, plopped it in front of there, and just hit a button.
Yeah. And they do that shit in the movies. They do that shit in the movies now. Like when you order some shit that's got to be cooked, like you get like a corn dog, because like Paradiso got Pronto Pups now. They got if you order like if you one of them fancy smancy nasty motherfuckers, you want to get some sushi at the movie theater, they got like little areas they put it in, and you just go pick the shit up. You get like a hamburgers, fries, like you just go pick it up out of a thing.
Let me pick the mic up for that comment you just made. I gotta pick the mic up on this one.
Mm-hmm.
If you go into the movie theaters to get some goddamn sushi, you're nasty.
Oh yeah, you a bougie motherfucker.
No, that ain't bougie. You're nasty.
You
You get a nasty award for going to the movies to get sushi.
Oh yeah, you need your ass whipped. Period.
And none of the movie theaters up here, I don't think any of those are going the automated kind of route, because all the movie theaters up here are all cash bars. So.
Oh yeah, no, they ain't. Look, they trying to get their money. They like, we ain't doing this.
Yeah.
Carter, let's go ahead. We got another. We got some more super chats here I want to get to real quick before we move on to our Quantumania talk. We got one here from Dominic Coles with a $2 super chat. Says, "Get him, Auntie." Yeah, you goddamn right. She got him. That's a winner right there. Angela Bassett out here. She said, "Give me my coins, and give me my and give me my plaques, give me my statues, give me everything." Look, she look, and not only that was I don't think I have a picture of it. I don't think I actually went and got a picture of her. I want to pull up something real quick. Angela Bassett was out here at them Globes.
Well, while you doing that, we got a we got another hot and ready from Chi-Town Dan. Carter killing the presence is just him kicking off that multiversal war. Next week we'll be seeing him curb stomping Ant-Man.
Oh Lord, look, hey, look, we gonna talk about that here in just a sec. But no, dude, let me tell you something. Courtney B. Vance.
Oh, that's a lucky ass brother. There.
Oh yeah, no, that's a lucky man right there. That is a lucky ass man.
Do you know I never knew they were married until recently?
Oh, for real? You didn't know?
I started looking up information. Well, real quick, Go Country's baby father with another $2 saying Waffle House need to do this. There'd be less fights. I don't ever want Waffle House to do some shit like that. I want there to be people in Waffle House at all fucking times.
Dude, did you ever see a video of that girl that caught the chair that got through at her in the Waffle House?
Okay.
She caught the chair like, ugh.
The first time I saw that video, I did not know it was a woman. Because when I saw it, it was throwing somebody threw a chair, and then John Cena slapped it down. That's the first time I even knew what the fuck that video was. I didn't see the woman knock the chair down until like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
I thought it was just
resurfaced.
I thought it was just some goofy shit somebody made up and put John Cena in it. I didn't know this was a real thing.
Nah, it was a real thing. It was a real fight.
But back to what I was talking about previously with Courtney B. Vance. I had seen that movie with him and Regina Hall, and you know how I feel about Regina Hall. So that's when I started looking him up. And then that video came out with their stupid ass son.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when I realized, I'm like, oh, okay, he ain't no fool. He can put some kids up in there. Yeah, he got that on lock. But yeah.
This motherfucker right here. What the fuck?
Well, yeah, man. Courtney B. Vance, that is Johnny Cochran, a lucky Mo out here, bro. Johnny Cochran then wifed up Tina Turner.
Oh yeah. He said Larry Fishburne don't want her. If Cowboy Curtis don't want her, he's like, I get him.
That's such a nasty name, bro. Cowboy Curtis. It's such a nasty name.
Look, that motherfucker's like, shit, I'll use her. Look, but look, let's keep it moving. We be here all day. Chi-Town Dan with the $5 says Carter. Oh yeah, this is one you just read just a minute ago. And then we got and we already got the one up here. We done got through. Let's get to Quantumania, Carter. Quantumania is happening. It is a thing. It is quite epic looking. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it already kind of looked epic, from the first teaser trailer that we got. But now,
Okay.
bruh, this shit right here looks
This
fire.
trailer, the first trailer, okay, it's another fun little Ant-Man movie. It looks like it's gonna try to be a tad bit serious, but whatever.
Yeah.
This new trailer, I kind of had, well, not this chair because I watched it at work. And this chair, I'd die if I tried to do anything with this chair.
Oh no, you gonna kill yourself.
Yeah, this chair is such a piece of shit. But watching this trailer, I kind of had to sit up in my chair a little bit. I said, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, no, same. I was actually feeling some type of way when
I love that they're just doing these go big or go home third movies.
Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, you raise the stakes. You know what I mean? You raise the stakes, and I'm perfectly fine with that. It doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Yeah.
But you know how it is. It's spectacle. There's a lot of spectacle. Like you said, there looks like there's going to be some serious shit going down. It looks like there's going to be a lot of there's going to be some jokes. We know there's going to be some jokes.
Of course.
There's going to be some laughing. But this does look serious as hell.
Yeah.
Like, it looks serious. This looks serious. I will go ahead and say right now, though, for those, if somehow you have not seen the trailer, well, I will go ahead and pull it up, and we'll just kind of do a little quick recap on it before we dive any deeper into it.
Pause. I gotta see. I'm actually gonna be smart this time. I'm gonna see what time you start playing this trailer so I can cut that shit in the podcast.
See, look at that. Look at my man here. Out here. Here, let's go for it.
You're an interesting man, Scott Lang. You're an
Bring
adventure.
that down.
What's always funny about these, because you all don't know, I'm talking to y'all. I'm not talking to Ernie. I'm talking to y'all. I don't hear any of this shit that's going on this trailer.
Well,
I hear not a peep.
that is fair. That is fair.
I'm the man who can give you the one thing you want. What's that? Time.
Like, see, right there, and we'll talk about it here in just a minute, but I can tell you right now, that confirmed a lot of things for me, that one line. The thing I can give you is time.
You cannot trust him.
I don't care who this guy is.
Look at the big ass head back there.
So much. He can give us a second chance.
I like it. I like it. Like it.
I really want to see this now. This trailer actually sold me on this. Can you pause it right there?
Oh, wait, hold up.
Go back.
Yeah.
Go back. Right there.
Yeah.
That part, I thought those were a bunch of fucking ants.
Oh, no,
And
that's a bunch
then-
of Scots.
No, I said, that's fire, bro.
That's a bunch, like, that right there, that is, like, okay, so, we recently had the, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse trailer. It was, like, just a bunch of random and sundry Spider-Man. This movie, we just got a whole bunch of random and sundry Ant-Men. They're all the same guy, but just apparently, I'm assuming they're all variants. I'm assuming they're all variants of Ant-Man, or from various points in time or different realities. But yeah, that's awesome.
Or everything you call a life will end.
This is all my fault.
Yes, it is. It is all your fault.
You've may not want her to watch this.
We had.
Why you got the Nino Brown tier?
Why did he get turned into streams? Is Scarlet Witch over there? He just got Reed Richards.
Right?
You thought you
He
could.
just got Mr. Fantastic.
Well, I want to go back real quick. Hold up. I want to go back real quick.
Yeah,
Look at how he cocked the leg. Like, hold, let me see if I can get it right there. Look how high he cocked the leg up right there. That is an A-Town stomp if I ain't ever seen one. You feel me? Okay, Carter, you remember on old school Street Fighter, like Street Fighter 2 the World Warrior? Remember when you would get real close up on somebody with the roundhouse? Here, let me go back. Here, let me see if I can go. I want to go back here real quick. Let's see. I want to see if I can find this. Yeah, right here. That's that roundhouse. When Ryu and Ken, when they would bring that, we do the axe kick and bring the leg all the way up and come it straight down. Yeah, that's what he just did. Like right now, when I saw this scene, I immediately thought of being in the arcades when I was a kid, catching a motherfucker in the corner and doing that axe kick. Oh, goddamn. He fucked his shit up.
We both just have
Those Creed 3 muscles are still in effect.
Bruh. Dude, I'm worried for Scott. I am worried for him.
I tell you something about all the millions and millions of Scotts you see there. Would it be dope? Because I feel like, what if those Scotts made a deal with Kang for something? Like, what if he says, "Oh, I can give you time. You can go back to being with your daughter when she was younger, so you can see her get older." But the Scott that we know, exactly.
Yeah, they
were down to do it, but he's the one that's trying to do the right thing.
So what you're saying is this is Ant-Man across the Ant-Man verse, is what you say.
That's
because it's almost the same plot. It's almost the same plot.
What do you mean?
So wait, you know that the plot to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is that Spider-Man 2099. The reason why he throwing hands on Miles is because of something that Miles either is going to do or has done or won't do, and that's why all the other Spider-Man trying to beat his ass, because it's very likely their worlds are at stake and they got to get rid of him. It's not saying it's the exact same thing, but it's like very similar plot. Like if that is actually the case.
I thought about the CW Flash because I remember an episode of the CW Flash. And it's more so because I remember the Kevin Smith video on it because he was crying his eyes out. It was hilarious. Barry went back in time to stop his mom from dying. But there was already a version of Barry there stopping him from doing it.
Wasn't that the second season? I think that was the second season.
Maybe?
Yeah, because I think he actually... Yeah, because I think he went back and tried to change something and then... Or maybe that was the first season. I can't remember exactly.
He went back, I think... I could be remembering this wrong. You all can correct me. But I think he went back to stop the Reverse Flash from doing something, and then he did that. And then he went to go save her, and that's when a different Barry Allen just kind of
like, nah, don't do it.
You have to let it happen. That's how I remember it.
Hey, you know what? I think that might have been the first season. Cause I think because the third season I think is when they tried to do the whole Flashpoint thing. Okay, I think he actually did go back and do it eventually, and then that's how they.
It was one of the earlier seasons. It couldn't have been any of the later seasons
when Flash was still good. When Flash was still good. That's what it was. It was keep it a buck. But no, there's a lot to. First off, I just want to before we talk about the M.O.D.O.K shit, I just want to put some respect real quick. Dude, let me tell you.
Season 1 finale is what they're saying. Thank you all.
Okay. I think the season 1 finale makes sense because the second season he did go back and do it. I think he did actually go back because I think it was or maybe it was a third season finale. I don't know. Point of the matter is time travel. Okay. But yeah. So I want to put some respect on Jonathan Majors here. Not that we haven't done it before, but I'm really liking just how he is portraying this character. Like, dude, he just looks. like, you know, maybe some of the other aspects of the movie, and this is the only fear that I have, but I don't think it's actually going to be something I have to actually worry about. But it's always going to be in the back of my head because I'm hoping he doesn't get gored. For those who don't know what I mean, is in Thor: Love and Thunder, the movie was largely goofy as fuck, except for the scenes. Like, Gore was in a completely different film. Gore was in a whole other movie. That dude was, I mean, he was being goofy too, but it was like he was played up to be more serious than the rest of the movie was.
No,
Like,
for a split second, I thought you were saying Rhino was finna just hop in this movie at some point and
just catch that motherfucker. Gore. No,
but yeah,
no,
I got you.
But no, I don't think that's going to be the case because the rest of the movie does seem to be pretty serious. I just want to also want to put some respect on this too, dude. This Nino Brown moment right here, dude. Look at how he look right there, dude. The only thing missing is the pistol. But instead of a pistol, he just did this. Instead of a pistol, he just did that. Could you imagine Nino Brown if he raised his leg up and kicked old boy in the face and killed him instead of shot him?
Oh my goodness. But I don't think you have to worry about Kang getting the gore treatment because one reason is Taika Waititi not doing this movie.
No, it's Peyton Reed, so I'm not worried about that. Yeah, I'm not worried.
So
about
I don't think you'll have to worry about it. From everything that we've seen of this trailer. They know better. They have learned from Taika Waititi's mistakes. So I think in this instance we're gonna get. I was more focused on, or the one thing I was more wondering about seeing this Kang was this the reincarnated one from Loki, or is this one of the ones that spawned when
this is the one that
he died?
This is the one that I guess because technically, you know, Jonathan Majors in Loki wasn't he was basically playing He Who Remains, as opposed to playing Kang himself. And he was basically, this is the Kang that we see in this, that we're going to see in Quantumania, is the Kang that he warned Sylvie about.
Yeah.
He said, hey, if you kill me, you basically open in the floodgates. There's going to be somebody worse than me. And
so this is one of those games.
Yeah. And you can, and honestly, I'm loving it. I'm loving every single solitary ounce of this. Like, and you know, kind of going back to like, look, like just some of the craziness that's in here, just in how, like, first off, I want to put some respect on. Hey, remember, Carter, I told you this. Remember when I told you that I said the CG wasn't finished?
Mm-hmm.
And how, like, you've noticed that, like, with each trailer,
this looks way better.
And this is what I always tell people. When you watch a trailer, you usually, especially when it's a teaser, that's kind of the reason why they held off on putting out a trailer in the first place, because they were still working on things. But, like, if you look here, this actually is a far cry different look than what we saw in the teaser. When we saw the teaser that kind of gave us our first, like, real honest to God look at Kang, like, you could tell this wasn't finished. Like, this right here wasn't finished. But, like, when you get here, you're like, okay, yeah, y'all were a lot closer to being done with this on this one. And honestly, I don't even think this is finished. This isn't even finished. This is still, like, early. Like, I wouldn't say early, more like mid-phase CG, but I love how they're doing the effect, how you gotta see it split in the middle and then eventually just go to just like his face. I don't know, I like shit like that. The other thing that was a topic, a very hot topic, was we got our first look at M.O.D.O.K, like an actual real honest to goodness look at M.O.D.O.K.
Where did all this M.O.D.O.K love come from? Was it because of the Avengers game and then the Hulu series?
Probably the Hulu series more so than the Avengers game.
Where the hell did all this M.O.D.O.K shit come from?
Well, here's the thing. People have been wanting M.O.D.O.K in the MCU since before Avengers Age of Ultron. They've been wanting that since before Avengers Age of Ultron. And every time a new villain comes up here, like, oh, is it going to be M.O.D.O.K? When's M.O.D.O.K coming? Because, and the reason why is because people wanted to see how fucking stupid he was going to look. Like, how goofy was he going to look? And then later on, we had toy leaks and CGI leaks. I'm going to show y'all the first one. I want to show y'all the first CGI leak that came out. It was, oh wait, that was the wrong one here. We'll do this one.
That big ass head with tiny legs look just nasty.
Well, no, this was actually, someone said that this was actually what he was going to look like.
Yeah.
There were people who said this is what he's going to look like. And then we fast forward and then a Funko Pop leaked. And you know the Funko Pops be snitching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Them Funko Pops be telling them motherfuckers. So we got the Funko Pop right here. And everybody got upset because they're like, oh, they're not, like, okay, first and foremost, this already had people angry. This already had folks angry because they're like,
and
oh.
People didn't even realize, if you look at that, like, look at the head of that, Ernie. Tell me that ain't one of them goddamn Autobot Decepticon emblems. Tell me that ain't what that is.
No, that's exactly what it is. That's exact. And this is why you knew that it wasn't real. And then we saw this. This gave us a closer look at what he was going to look like. Because, you know, the Funko Pops are usually pretty accurate. They're usually just, you know, they're more like caricatures. But then we got to the trailer. We got to the trailer, and then we saw this, and it was like, oh, yep, that's about what we expected. We expected, you know, with him to have the metal face. But folks were disappointed because they wanted this. They wanted to see big-ass, actual skull head, you know, M.O.D.O.K. with the, you know, looking like a big fucked up, in big in the face, in big in the head with two little legs. Big in face. But that's what they wanted. And folks were mad that they weren't getting it. And then we get to the trailer. We get to this trailer, and come to find out, what was the first thing you see when one of the first things you see when you get to about roughly the mid-mark of this trailer? You look in the back there, you see a big-ass head hiding in the background. Ain't got no metal on it, no nothing. And then you get a little bit closer. Let's see. Yeah, right here. It's kind of hard to see.
That looks so nasty.
But you know who that is. You know who that is, right? You know who that is. That's Corey Stoll. That's Yellow Jacket. That's Yellow Jacket right there.
That is so nasty.
And look, and here's the thing. Someone actually blew it up and lightened up the picture. And you see that shit, you're just like, bruh.
That is nasty, bro. Y'all some nasty people, because there's several people in the chat right now talking about they've been waiting on Freddie Lane. You are gross, sir.
Dude,
you are nasty. You've been waiting on that. That looks so nasty, bro.
But see, here's the messed up part. You know what I've been seeing folks say? Folks been saying, man, that dude, he looked like George Lopez in the shot. He looked like George Lopez in the Shark Girl. Oh wait, was it Shark Boy Lava Girl?
Y'all are low down. Y'all so low down.
But no, you know, so I want to give a shout out to one of my homies, Judah Rad. Awesome guy, by the way. But when this shot made it, like the shot that I showed y'all earlier, when this shot came up, for M.O.D.O.K, one of the things he said, and the name was on the tip of my tongue, but I could not recall it until I saw him put out a tweet that said it. He was like, dude, doesn't this look a lot like Krator?
Oh, shit.
He said they basically just made M.O.D.O.K look like Krator when he's got the metal, like battle armor on. But another thing that I want to point out is, and I you know, not to go back to this image that, you know, makes people uncomfortable, but you know what he reminds me of, Carter?
What?
You know what he reminds me of right there? That doesn't look like normal M.O.D.O.K. That doesn't look like normal M.O.D.O.K right there. And the reason why I say it is because, like, let's go here. See this right here where he's got, like, you can kind of see him in the background. You see the bald head just sitting out there in the open for Queen and Country to see.
So what you're saying is, for this trailer, they're not done yet, so they just took a picture of him in Photoshop and stretched that motherfucker out real quick.
I mean, maybe. Well, no, but no. In all seriousness, no. What I'm saying is is that this isn't regular M.O.D.O.K. This is not regular M.O.D.O.K. here. And the reasons why I say that it is not regular M.O.D.O.K. is because the look that he has is actually closer to the M.O.D.O.K. clone, M.O.D.O.K. Supreme. I don't know if you remember, look like that right there. See that?
Ugh.
That looks like M.O.D.O.K. Supreme right there. That's
Nasty,
actually what Corey
bro.
Stoll looks like he's playing. He is playing confirmed. M.O.D.O.K. or not M.O.D.O.K. Supreme. M.O.D.O.K. Superior is his name. But yeah, M.O.D.O.K. Superior. Who, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now, Carter. You're probably gonna be mad at me when I say this. He was being superior before Doc Ock.
Watch him now. But I'm laughing at Comic Toby 420 saying that is a RoboCop cyborg. But in this case, when it falls over, it's not gonna roar like a T-Rex for some stupid ass reason, even though it's a damn machine.
Oh, like you look like an Ed 209.
Bruh, even when I was younger seeing it and it tipped over and just started roaring like a fucking dinosaur, I was
like, why is he growling?
huh?
When he before he shot up Old Boy at the presentation, I was like, dude, why is the robot growling? It kind of, you know what it reminded me of, and not to get off topic, but like it reminded me, like, you ever watch those videos that like GQ and Vanity Fair do where they get like an expert to come onto the channel and talk about how realistic something from a movie or TV show is?
Mm-hmm.
There was one they did about animals, and the guy was talking about Anaconda, and the parts where he was saying like where in the parts of the movie where the anaconda was growling and snarling and roaring, he was like, snakes can't do that. he was like snakes don't. Yeah.
I was gonna say, any Metal Gear fans in the house, y'all remember the first time y'all saw those geckos in 4 and Revengeance? Big ass cyborg, the motherfuckers was mooing like cows.
Oh yeah, I was like, dude, what the fuck is this? And didn't Metal Gear Rex? Didn't Rex roar? Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Like, dude, it's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, dude, Hideo Kojima is just a whole fool out here. Like, dude. Like, here's the thing. And it makes it so, you know what it does? It's so off-putting for me, though, because minus, the bombasticness. But a lot of the things that Hideo Kojima was putting in those Metal Gear games are things we actually have. Like, they were things that actually became realities. Yeah. Not so much the Metal Gears, but like, I mean, we have things similar to them, but smaller. Infinitely smaller. Oh,
and
bruh.
there it is. There it is.
You know what? This man out here, man.
That's actually pretty fucking fire. Let me actually read this real quick. Jonathan
go
Moda.
ahead.
With that max damage, $99.99, have to adult today. My boss decided to cut the staff by 40%. So I'll be working on helping my friends find jobs and update resumes.
God damn.
I don't give a fuck about you catching the replay later, and I thank you for being safe and take care of each other, most definitely. You don't even got to watch this shit later. Just the fact that you are taking time out to help the homies update resumes, that's props to Jonathan Moda. Props to you, brother. Thank you for that.
That's actually
the chat, but yeah, props to you, my guy.
That's 100% right there. That's 100%, dude. Like that's because you know what? Honestly, that's. Man, I'm gonna make myself sound like a grimy motherfucker. I'm a really nice person, and I love my friends, and I love my I won't say all my coworkers from the past, but yeah, there were some I was more fond of than others. But man, I've never been that pleasant or that I don't know, supportive, and like, yeah, I'll be like, oh yeah, man, yeah, if I hear anything, man, yeah, I'll slide some your way or whatever. Yeah. Man, but actually actively, like, man, man, I'm gonna help you get your shit together, get your resume right. Like, I do that shit for like, one of my personal friends, like, like if you were if you were someone who I worked with, but you were more than just a work buddy, you were actually a homie outside of work, or like, whatever. But yeah, dude, that is so, dude. Yeah, this guy's one of the real ones. He's one of the real ones. Man, yeah, that's all I can say. But man, thank you for that, homie. I like that, dude. I hope, because I know you got some other, you got a whole bunch of other shit going on too. So just like I said, while you out here doing for others, make sure, don't forget to do for yourself, brother. Don't forget about yourself and all that.
I'm hoping. What T1000? That's the comment of the day. He called him Moneybag Joe. That's the comment of the day.
Moneybag.
Comment of the day, bro.
Moneybag Joe in the building. Oh my God.
T1000, you made a funny. That was a good one.
That was good. I like it.
You get props for that. You get props for that.
Since we're here, we're talking about these superheroes. Let's go ahead and dive back a little bit because we got some more back here we haven't touched yet. Dominic Coles with $5 super chat says, Waffle House job application. Can you throw hands? If no, walk out now. First off, dude, you have to know pain. You have to know pain and suffering to work at a Waffle House. And I'm not saying that because I think it's a bad job, but it's like you have to deal with what I think are, not all the time, but some of the worst people. Sometimes the crust of society comes into Waffle House, and you got to put up with that shit. Like, I couldn't do it. I used to do customer service and retail and shit like that. Yeah. No, I'm not. I did it for 15, almost 20. Actually, no, I did it for 20 years. Yeah, never again. Gilla V with the 29 months in the Blerd Club gold mine says, damn, I guess I'll join the fam to see the Ant-Man.
It took this trailer to make me want to see this movie.
Yeah. They had me with the Elton John. They had me with Elton John because actually, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I was humming that song for like the next 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because that's actually one of my favorite Elton John songs. So that it didn't hurt in that category. But yeah, but I wasn't even humming the original version. I was humming the Ant-Man version. I was like, oh man, I kind of want the album. Where the album at? I was like, man, when the hell gonna drop the album? But no, we got another here. We got the 1999 the super chat from the homie Levester the Samurai says, Happy New Year, fellas. Would love to stay for the live show, but I need something to listen to at work tonight, so I'll catch you later. Get them likes up. God damn it.
Make sure you are following on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, and then you will get it. And not run up all your data if you ain't got unlimited watching YouTube content.
Yeah, don't fuck your phone bill up. Don't fuck your phone bill up. But no, what was there anything else? I will say, getting back to there was something I did want to bring up, Carter. I don't know if you ever noticed this. Someone brought this up to me. Someone actually brought this up to me on Twitter. And I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was absolutely positively hilarious because it's a very true statement. It's a very true statement, or I say statement, but I guess the more accurate thing would be there's just a very astute observation. So, Carter, have you ever noticed when you're watching, the recent crop of MCU films, when a motherfucker put his head up to another motherfucker's head in a very loving and adoring fashion, somebody about to catch it. and now I will say, someone actually did point out, I don't have the tweet in front of me. They actually had a tweet where they had compiled all the scenes from
they didn't.
Previous phases.
No, they didn't. Good Lord.
Yeah, and it was like, and now, to be fair, in almost every instance, I won't necessarily say somebody caught it, but somebody caught some hands. Like, or just something fucked up happened overall. Like, I think in the case when
you thought they caught it, but then they popped back up at the end.
Well, not even just that. So spoilers for No Way Home. Spider-Man and MJ have the same interaction towards the end of No Way Home, and it's right before Dr. Spooky. I'm calling him Dr. Spooky because of Midnight Suns. Dr. Spooky puts the whammy on the world, and everybody forgets that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Because that was the whole setup that Zendaya knew she wasn't going to remember Tom Holland no more. And that was, and I think now there was one outlier where it was like in Eternals, the very same thing happened, but instead of one of the two of them catching it, somebody else caught it immediately.
Why is that the new thing now? Like headbutting each other and Eskimo kisses for signs of affection. If your girl see, fellas, if at any point your partner does this to you,
like, what
ladies,
you about to do?
If at any point your partner does this for you, odds are they about to run out on you.
This man.
They know something you don't know. And they know it's about that time to pack it up.
Look, I'm just saying. Look, hey.
If you get that headbutt, make sure to get all your funds out of that account both of y'all share. And put it all in your account.
Bruh.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. I will say another thing I want to address before we move on to our next thing, because we still got a lot more stuff to talk about. Yeah, we talked about, you brought this up earlier, offering more time. And I think it's pretty obvious what that leads to. A lot of people were talking about death. And I do still think something bad is going to happen to Scott Lang by the end of this movie. It may not necessarily be death. But, the whole thing that Kang was offering him, showing like the flashbacks when Cassie was younger, and that how he missed out on a lot of her life because he was in and out of jail, so on and so on and so forth. And just everything else is going on. I think this, at the end of the day, I want to applaud Scott for being a good father, for trying to be there for his daughter. But I just want to point out something. This shit all her fault. This shit is all her fault.
Real quick. Can we give a shout out to Michael Douglas, her back there, looking like Jen Kazama? Can we give a shout out to that? Look at the hair, dog.
Bruh, look. I want to point out something. Why is my man out here? Look, he got the blowout back there, dude. Look at that.
Evolved. They call it the evolved Fieri from Guy Fieri. They call it the evolved Fieri. That's what it is, bro.
Look at him out here, man. Look at Wall Street out here. Out here. I ain't mad at him, but I'm gonna say it again. Everything that happens in this movie is her fault. Cause that look right there, she like, bitch, I know what I'm doing. Duh. Look, well, I don't know why I was about to do like the whole the whole Puerto Rican mannerisms and shit for her. She white as fuck, but like, I know what I'm doing. But no, yeah, just remember, when it's all said and done, it's her fault. Let's put it like this. If Ant-Man survives this movie and defeats Kang, it's all on Scott.
Let me tell you something.
But if he dies, it's her fault.
Okay, two things. David Big Lad just brought something to my attention and it disgusts me. Can you go back to that shot of her real quick you just had?
Oh, yeah.
David Big Lad in the chat saying, I just noticed she looks like a young Amber Heard.
Oh, yeah, she kind of, definitely in that shot. And you know why? It's because she's pursing the lips. It's cause I know exactly what it is. Because she's pursing the lips up.
All right, second thing.
Yes, go ahead. Carry on.
There will be loss in this film. It won't be Scott. It won't be the daughter. It won't be Lost herself, Evangeline Lilly. It's probably gonna be Wall Street and Catwoman. I don't think they're going to die.
You think? I don't think. No. What lie? No, she already knows what lies beneath. She already knows what lies beneath. I think she just going. I think she might. You know what? What if she wind up getting with Kang, man? What if she wind up just giving it all up, risking it all for Kang?
I think we'll have a situation where they're gonna sacrifice themselves in the sense of, you all go and do your thing. we love you. We're going to stay here and do this. I think we're going to get a situation where they're going to be stuck there while Scott Lang and them go on to the MCU stuff. I think that's what we'll get. It'll be sad, but at the same time, those two are together. They'll be fine. It'll be good for them. I think that's maybe what'll happen. Yeah. I don't see any of them catching it.
I think asses will get beat. I think folks definitely get their fade rub. I don't think anybody getting sent to the gulag.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get. Well, I mean, to be fair, they're already down to the gulag. You know, they in the quantum realm. But I'm just saying, I don't think anybody's getting sent. Like, they ain't getting sent to the upper room. I guess you know what. Let's go ahead and move on to our next thing, which is technically our cover story. Marvel Studios has been accused of bullying and manipulating their visual effects teams on various and sundry projects.
Trickeration.
Man, just saying. So, I mean, yeah, look, I'm going to be real with y'all. A lot of this stuff that I've seen can largely be accounted to hearsay, but I will say this. Kind of like I have always said since, like back, I want to use Bill Cosby as an example.
Mm-hmm.
When one woman come out with rape allegations, or actually, sorry, we can't say the R word, with sexual assault allegations, you can I always say believe the woman. Like listen to the woman, and hear out what she has to say. But, there's always going to be that thing in the back of your head, but like, man, there's two sides, there's three sides every story, so maybe what's going on here? When two come out, you like, man, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Then you start getting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you like, something going on. And that's kind of where I'm at here with this. Like, when I first started hearing about this, I was like, I don't think that's exactly the case, but the more I've dug into it, the more I'm kind of like, maybe where there is smoke, there is in fact fire. So for those that don't know, this week, actually yesterday, as a matter of fact, is when a lot of this stuff, like the floodgates on this opened. So the Vulture, which, and I'm not talking about the Marvel Comics villain Vulture, but the news publication, The Vulture, released some exposés, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But according to The Vulture, Marvel Studios is known among the visual effects industry for paying their artists 20% less than other companies. And one unnamed artist estimates they are completing 4 times the amount of work that they are being compensated for. And what I'm saying, the artists are completing 4 times the amount of work they're being compensated for. It says the minute that I says they don't say which movie that they're working on. I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's safe to say it might be Quantumania, because that's like the most recent thing that's gonna be coming up. But they basically their quote was, "The minute I deliver, movie name redacted, I'm never coming back." Now, I want to go back to something that happened in roughly towards the middle of She-Hulk Attorney at Law. We saw accounts of people saying that the visual effects team was being underpaid or being overworked, so on and so forth. And I do remember what actually made me kind of, and this is kind of the thing that made me go back and rethink on a lot of this, is that I actually remember, Jessica Gao and Tatiana Maslany coming to the defense of the visual effects teams. Not just for like people you're trying to I guess, make fun of the show for having, Quotey Finger's bad CG or whatever, but the fact that, that there was a possibility that those VFX workers were being mistreated. And then you kind of didn't really hear much else about it from there. And then you go to, like, what was it, July of last year, another visual effects artist by the name, and this one actually went on the record, and even, they weren't going anonymous in this, like one of the the previous guy we talked about. But Dhruv Govil is someone who worked on the first Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man Homecoming, and he expressed his extreme displeasure with the company, saying that working on Marvel shows is what pushed me to leave the VFX industry. They're a horrible client, and I've seen way too many colleagues break down after being overworked while Marvel tightens the purse strings. Basically kind of reiterating the very thing that just recently was said by someone who spoke anonymously to the Vulture. And then, you kind of go back, lots of other, visual effects artists and teams have come out and spoken up and said things. And I see Freddie Lane here said anime teams get the same treatment too, as do manga artists and writers. Usually, if you're writing, typically you are drawing as well, usually 99.9% of the time. But to meet deadlines, and honestly, the comics industry is not that much different, really either. But that doesn't necessarily make it right. Which is where I'm at on it. But you going into it, like say, according to various VFX workers who spoke with Vulture, says Marvel's steady output and unusually heavy VFX needs have allowed it to become a powerful force within the industry, making or breaking careers based on the whims of executives. The fear of the Marvel blacklist is reportedly common knowledge in the VFX community. The blacklist is very talked about. Said that's the words of a visual effects worker who spoke under terms of anonymity, and said that I don't know anyone that's seen it for real, but it's a common thing that comes up whenever effects people talk together. If you do XYZ, Marvel will blacklist you and you won't be working for them again. Now, that worker also went on the record as saying one guaranteed route to the blacklist is leaving a project early for any reason. That can be one of the XYZs, if you will. That if you leave the project for whatever reason, you'll be blacklisted. Now, Carter, before we weigh in a little bit further in this, because there's some other things I want to jump into on this. What do you think about what you're hearing so far? Because I know you say you kind of read up on this too before we got started. What are your thoughts on this, man?
I don't want anyone to. Well, you know what? Fuck it. It's going to happen regardless. Them's the breaks, kid. This is not just relegated to films, like you said, anime, manga, video games is like one of the main ones right now that people talk about when it pertains to crunch and stuff like that. I don't. Is it fucked up? Absolutely. Is there anything that could be done to change it? Yes. But it would take a lot of people to do it. And
it would take a massive effort.
And unfortunately, you're gonna have a lot more people that will stand with you in silence. They'll tell their friends, they'll tell family members, like, everything he's saying is right. We've been going through this, we've been doing this, we've been doing that. But they will go right back to that very same job and still take that treatment. So
because they got to make that bread.
You know what I'm saying? So I just like it's horrible that it's a thing that does happen. But I mean, like, what can unless they're gonna be wow. What just popped into my head? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
here you go. Your boy, that's your partner, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
I've never given a fuck about this dude. However many times I've seen him play Dead by Daylight, I've never given a fuck about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Fisher. You like how I got your ass? Yeah, I got them jokes on. Ray Fisher.
I was like, okay.
Ray Fisher stood up. He stood on his own. You've made several comments about it. I just shut up about the whole thing. But Ray Fisher was someone who Jeff Johns is doing this. This person's doing this. This person, this person, this person. He's naming all kind of names.
Yeah. Oh, he's dropping dimes, 100%.
This kind of shit shouldn't be let to pass. This shouldn't be happening at all. And then you had and at that point it was just him saying these things. It was nobody else. And then he would tweet something out and Jason Momoa would like to tweet.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, let me give you an idea, okay? The problem with what Jason Momoa did was this.
He's like, I got you way back, pimp. I got your back
So it's
way back.
Yeah, you're showing that you there for your boy, but at the same time, you doing that shit all the way back there. You're gonna need more people at the forefront. I think somebody said Gal Gadot also said something, but she still went and Wonder Woman still dropped. You see what I'm saying? So
Get blacklisted from no movies.
And that was my whole point, is that he did all of that, and when have we heard anything about Ray Fisher since then?
Right.
So
I mean, he's gonna be Blood Axe. He's gonna be playing Blood Axe in the Zack Snyder wannabe Star Wars movie Rebel Moon.
So my whole point to all this is you're talking about these people that have come out with these statements under anonymity.
Yeah, I think so far only one person has spoken like openly. Well, no, I take it back. One other has, but we'll get to that here in a moment.
Okay. Until these people get rid of that anonymity and, in all honesty, grow a pair, and that's whether it be male, female, whatever you are, get some balls, come together and say that this is fucking foul. This is not right. We are human beings. Until you can get to that point, and it's not just, I tell you, don't you put my name in this bullshit. Until we can get to a point where everybody just as one unit, because I did see one person in the chat saying that they were going to unionize. Cool, if everybody does it with them. If they don't, and all we get is stories like this where everyone is under anonymity, who gives a fuck?
Well, so I'm right there with you. Here's the thing. The video game industry has been doing this a lot recently. If you keep up with any video game news over the last couple of years, you have probably heard multiple stories about XYZ, QA team, dev team, whatever, unionizing to protect their workers from crunch. Which, if you don't know what crunch is basically when they force the people who make these video games, the people who code these video games, and make sure the game is everything that it needs to be before it gets released. It's when the publishers or the lead or whoever is overseeing the devs, they force them to work anywhere from 12 to 20-hour days, working 7 days a week, like staying in the office for months on end, never even actually going home in some cases, like not even seeing their families, to ensure that a game comes out at a date that the publishers promised their shareholders. Because once again, and this is a word I don't get to use very often in a sentence just because of the nature of what I do, but man, if I were one of those people who was like a political talking head in the arena of YouTube, you'd hear me say it almost every other freaking day. They have a fiduciary responsibility.
Words. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
words.
Fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders to make sure that that the shareholders get the money that they are promised. And that's why a lot of this happens. So yes, you won't. Here's the thing. Do I have sympathy for these people who work in the visual effects industry, who are being downtrodden? Because honestly, I'll be real with you, it ain't just Marvel. A lot of people do it. Marvel's just, like, honestly, right now, Marvel's the famous face. Marvel is the famous face, and I guarantee you there's probably other companies that do it. Maybe not as bad as Marvel, but like it's a thing. It's a thing. I guarantee you it's a thing because it's a thing in other industries. However, my thing with this is, until people actually step up and say something, do something. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Will you get blacklisted? You probably will. However, if you don't say anything, you're almost as bad as the problem itself, because you're, like Carter said, you're suffering in silence. You're not stepping up to the plate and doing something about it. Yeah, you are probably going to take a huge risk. Are you going to get Ray Fishered? There's a strong chance. But if you can be inspiring enough to get other people to step up with you, one person is easy to shut down.
Thank you.
One person's like, okay, you know what? Anyone who is reading the current run of Fantastic Four by Ryan North, go read issue number 3 of Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four number 3 actually touches on this entirely with Johnny Storm, where, which by the way is, Carter, are you reading the current Fantastic Four?
No. What I was going to ask you just now was, is he still stuck on fire?
No. They ended that with Dan Slott's run. He
Fuck him.
The last issue. Well, yeah, the last issue of Slott's run, they fixed it. But
please.
But no. Yeah, no, right now the Fantastic Four, they're not together anymore. They apparently did something that was really awful, and now they are persona non grata in the Marvel Comics universe. The public sees them as menaces, and right now Johnny is pretty much the only guy holding down the fort. They don't even have the Baxter building anymore. It got blown up. But anyway, Johnny is having to work a normal, regular job. Basically, he's working at Best Buy. And he's using the name, what was it? Was it Jonathan Fairweather? That's all his aliases. His last name was some kind of like word for like some type of weather. Because, Johnny Storm. And his first name was always something not that far from John or Johnny. But no, dude even had a handlebar mustache and was dyeing his hair black so no one would recognize him. But he actually galvanized his fellow co-workers to unionize against their boss, who was doing a lot of what we're talking about right here. Cutting cost, overworking people, not allowing people to take time off, stuff like that. But I say all this because there is a lot of people are gonna like, and I know it's gonna happen here because of the thumbnail that I use, and I use that thumbnail for a reason. I'm sorry, I'm gonna admit to something. I clickbaited y'all. Kevin Feige is not necessarily the person who anyone needs to be angry with. Kevin Feige, as far as I'm aware, has not done anything wrong. The person that people are actually talking about as the person who is responsible for these instances is a woman by the name of Victoria Alonso. She is the person she is the one who is the person of interest in all of this, because for those who don't know, Victoria Alonso is the president of Physical post-production, visual effects, and animation for Marvel Studios since 2021. And she has been, but she's not new to the company. A lot of people will probably think, oh, she's brand new. She's actually not new. She has been with Marvel since 2005. And she served as executive vice president of visual effects and post-production from that moment up until she got the promotion to where she is now, as I said just a minute ago, president of physical post-production, VFX, and animation. I bring all this up because she is actually the one that has been cited as the problem, not Kevin Feige. The problem being that there was a person who, if I'm going by, I don't know if this is the same person. Basically, there was one particular person who spoke under anonymity that said that they vowed never to work for Marvel again. They said the main one that everyone's quite scared of is Victoria Alonso. She is known in the industry as a kingmaker. If she likes you, you are going to get work and move up in the industry. If you have pissed her off in any way, you're going to get frozen out. Now, that said, someone else, now, and this is why I say, like, I find it interesting that people who are willing to speak anonymously, or who are willing to not speak anonymously to go on the record versus the people who aren't going on the record, I find very interesting, because it's usually the people that are talking pretty greasy that won't go on the record. It's the people that are like, no, I don't think any of this is, I don't know if there's any real truth to this. Those are the ones who are actually speaking up by name. So I don't know. It's weird. But now, another person, a guy by the name of Joe Pavlo, who's a visual effects artist out of the UK, said that the existence of an industry blacklist is a myth. Because he said that, and I want to point out something here. I want to make sure I point out something here. This cat by the name of Joe Pavlo is not someone who's a shill for Marvel. This is a person who is actively putting together what we were just talking about. A visual effects union, unionizing visual effects workers in the UK. So this person has no, like, this isn't somebody who has like skin in the game where, like, oh, if I talk some shit, I'm gonna get blacklisted. I'm gonna get put on this imaginary blacklist. This blacklist I said doesn't exist. No, this is a person who actually could stand to lose, jobs as well. So, but they basically said that, studios like Marvel have way too much visual effects work to afford cutting anyone out. So, like, you wouldn't get blacklisted because they need you. You are what they would consider a essential worker.
and that was my whole point with what you said. Yeah, I think the people with the anonymity and stuff, with the anonymity and everything like that, I think if enough of them said something, you can't it's one of those cases where
publicly,
you can't get rid of get rid of all of us, especially in public like this. So if I say this and then I'm just off of a film or something, people know what time it is. Yeah. So you tell on yourself. I remember Paul Heyman. I saw this interview with him, and he was talking about, and I don't mean to bring wrestling into this, but
it's okay.
He was talking about when Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. If any of you, for the people that don't know, long story short, one person was undefeated and Brock Lesnar was Brock Lesnar. So Paul Heyman came up and he came up with this idea. He was like, let's just say for the sake of conversation that Brock Lesnar said, I'm going to beat the streak. Fuck it. I'm Brock Lesnar. What's he going to do to me? And he dumped Undertaker on his head for real and then hooked his leg so he couldn't move 1, 2, 3.
He did a shoot. Win the business for himself.
Okay. Paul Heyman came up with this idea. He was like, let's say that's what happened. You don't know that's what happened, but let's say that's what happened. Vince couldn't fire me because by doing that, I just made myself the biggest person in sports entertainment, I think is what it's called now. So I'm doing enough to where you can't fire me. You can make more money for yourself by keeping me around to do a certain thing. And my point to all that is, if all these people were to come together and actually call out these names,
yes,
you can't get rid of me because now it's all out in there. It's out in the open for everyone to see. Now all you can do is do right by us like you're fucking supposed to.
Right.
Then we work better, your films and your products are better, and then everybody's good in the end.
Exactly. Which, by the way, I want to throw this out because we got some super chats backed up here. We got one from the homie Scott Fitzgerald with a 1999 super chat. Says, salute, brothers. Question, is there only one quantum realm? I ask because in What If an alt of Janet gets the zombie virus in the quantum realm and then spread it to their universe, are other zombies in the quantum realm? Now, okay, so here, I can probably answer this. The quantum realm is a weird place, and I feel like it's one of those realms that kind of exist across all iterations of the all across all realities in the multiverse, if that makes any sense. It's one of those places that because the thing is, what they're doing here, the quantum realm is something that technically does and doesn't exist in the comics. In the comics, I think it was like the microverse or something like that. They didn't really call it the quantum realm. Quantum realm sounds fancier in the MCU. But I feel like in the MCU, I feel like the quantum realm could technically exist across all realities because we already kind of saw it in Endgame. Like, they were using the quantum realm like to time travel. That's space-time right there. Manipulating space-time reality. We already see Kang is down there operating. So clearly, he's using the quantum realm in some fashion to achieve this, and likely where all these variants and things are coming to play. We see all these variants of Scott in the trailer. So I'm going to go on a limb and say that, yeah, there's only the one. I think it's just something that permeates all reality. All space-time, the entire space-time continuum, the quantum realm is spread all the way across it. That's my personal opinion. I'm not saying that it's right, but I wouldn't be shocked if we get to Quantumania and that comes up. I wouldn't be shocked if someone said, yeah, it's just the one. It's just the one thing. So yeah. And if that is the case, that means that if there's one zombie in the quantum realm and running roughshod, then the motherfuckers is everywhere. We got another one here from the homie Alma Poe with the $9.99. Says the companies they work for have to stand up for what they need. The problem is the bid for the contract to work for Marvel, and that's the company, not Marvel. And I'm glad that Alma brought this up, because kind of like what we were talking about earlier, because someone else brought up something vaguely similar in the chat in regards to what I said about Crunch, saying that it was about the lead devs making unrealistic promises to the publisher. That's kind of where that comes into play, where you've got the company that these people work for, because these aren't people, and I don't know, maybe that's what people think, but these aren't people who are working individually. They're working for another team. They're working for a company that is being contracted to Marvel. Marvel, for being who they are and being like one of the biggest dynamos in all of visual effects, what a lot of people don't know is Marvel doesn't have their own visual effects team. They don't. Now, in recent memory, because I think as recent as Thor: Love and Thunder, Marvel is actually working towards having their own visual effects team, so they don't have to deal with outside sources, like outsourcing their visual effects to somebody else. And once again, while I know a lot of people have criticized the MCU for having bad visual effects on all their projects, here's the thing. It is what it is. You've got companies coming in trying to make a buck. And honestly, here's what I think is happening. And this is just to piggyback on what Alma's saying here. Kind of like how, and I forget who it was that said it. Might I don't remember exactly who said in the chat, but talking about the lead, whoever is the project lead making unrealistic promises. I would not be surprised if a lot of the issue with the quotey fingers crunch that we're seeing in the visual effects industry right now regarding Marvel films isn't the company saying, "Hey, oh, you need to get this movie out by February 17th, 2023, and we only got 6 months."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, we can do that. yeah, we got you. Hey, everybody, look, man, y'all gonna have to work 7 hour weeks. And yeah, man, 12-hour days, pimp. 12 hour. Actually, matter of fact, you can't leave the office. I made a promise. I told these cats we can get this done in 6 months.
Not I made a promise, bro.
But Carter, you know what I'm talking about, because I guarantee you, I don't care what your job. I don't care if you don't work in visual effects. I don't care if you look. And I'm not trying to demean. I'm just saying. I'm using this as an example here. I don't care if you're the fucking CEO of your own fucking company or you are the motherfucker on the fries at McDonald's. I guarantee you at some point in your work history, someone has bamboozled you into having to do some bullshit because they promised something, they overpromised, and now they got to deliver and they don't want to underdeliver. That shit happens in every fucking industry, not just this. And I guarantee that, like I said, Alma's on to something here. Y'all are all on to something here. But I guarantee you that's what it was. I guarantee you these companies, I don't think there's any one person to demonize here. Is it possible that this, the Victoria Alonso person that she's on that Fox News BS? It's possible, but it's also just as equally fathomable that the companies who are contracting these workers out lie so they can get the job. That's what I think. Ed Boy in the Cup with the $10 super chat says, this is the same issue that's happening in the UFC. Dana underpays his fighters and everyone knows it, but not enough fighters are willing to risk getting on his bad side to call him out. And you know what? And Ed Boy's on to something, because here's the thing. Who are they going to go fight for? UFC is the biggest MMA company, period. They have the most eyes on them.
And it used to be just like it's kind of like a Vince McMahon situation.
Yeah.
The competition they did have was called Bellator.
Yep, that was another one. Yep.
And then he bought Bellator. It's like Vince had WCW, and then he bought WCW. So,
do you remember Pro Elite? Do you remember Pro Elite?
Yeah.
Or what it was Elite XC.
It was Elite XC. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. That was another one that was kind of close, and the motherfuckers folded like a goddamn like with the chairs they use to hit people upside the head with the WWE.
Yeah.
Folded like a bed sheet. But yeah, it's like, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? You ain't going nowhere. You're gonna stay right the fuck where you're at. You're gonna take that. You are gonna take that lower pay because you know if you test nuts with Dana White, you ain't fighting nowhere. You'll be back to fighting in bars and school gyms. That's where you're gonna be fighting at if you fuck with Dana White's money. But I'm talking about one guy. But what if all of them? What if the entire men's and women's division, all weight classes, said, yeah, we're not showing up for UFC. What's the next UFC? What's the next UFC pay-per-view? Here, I'm looking now. I want to see what the next one is. But God damn, they had too many of these motherfuckers. Hold on. They got too many of these motherfuckers. But no, so right here. Actually, you know what? Let's go back to the top here. So we've got the last one was 282. So yeah, 283, we ain't showing up.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody coming. We ain't coming. So yeah, good luck with that. January 21st, 283. Yeah, Tex Aaron Hill say, yeah, no, we ain't coming. Hey, Dana gonna be like, but your name on the fight. Yeah, we ain't coming. And then the people under that, whoever's, let's see who's on the card. I'm pulling up the card right now.
Yeah.
Main card. Yeah, Glover, Tex Aaron, and Jamal Hill. Yeah, both of them motherfuckers say, yeah, we ain't coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got, they're like, okay, he's like, all right, cool. Well, then I'll promote Paul Craig and Johnny Walker. They say, nah, we ain't coming. He's like, oh, shit.
Yeah. You all can see what he's getting at. It's going to take enough people.
Yeah.
To where you can't do anything without us. You need us. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
You can't do nothing. Also, we got another one here from Emperor DXD or DND. Dude, wait, I gotta figure out what kind of currency this is.
It's South African.
Oh, what? We got South African money coming in.
Yeah, we got South
hold on,
African.
wait a minute. Hold on now. This ain't no Nigerian print scheme, is it? I'm joking. Emperor DND, I appreciate that. Thank you for that love from South Africa, from the from the motherland right there. Says
that's crazy. People in South Africa watching us,
bruh. I'll never get used to hearing something of that magnitude. But he says, I'll tell you what's really happening with VFX. Companies lie to the studios. Yep, there you go. About their ability. Thank you. Co-signing. Thank you. Says, yeah. They're lying about what they're able to do, the ability they have, their output ability. So when the studio demands what they paid for, they can't do it. And that's
actually another way to look at it. That's
exactly it. Because that was what Alma was hitting at. Just a little bit ago. And that's exactly what it is. Alma Poe, once again, speaking of, with the 1999 super chat, says, but again, if Victoria Alonso cuts the deal, then the company that accepts the deal is liable. In my opinion, I can be frustrated that I don't get the same amount as my counterpart, but make sure I don't get screwed the next time. And see, here's the thing. This is also where I'm going to agree. It takes two sides to tango. It takes two to tango. So the company, we've already established the visual effects companies are lying. They're lying about what they're capable of doing. But then we got somebody else who's taking advantage of the situation. That makes you, in my eyes, equally culpable. You are equally to blame for the issue. Hence why we have been hearing so much about these, yeah, we got to push back so-and-so. We got to push back Guardians 3. We got to push back the Marvels. We got to push back this. We got to push back that. Yeah, we got to push this whole... I think that was it. Before the year was out, didn't they, move back 5 different movies? All at once in one day? Yeah. So, yeah. I 100%. I 100% think that. Dom Nicole says, are you saying Disney is Joe Jackson? I mean...
Jesus.
Look, I'm just saying, man. Jackson.
We gotta go to a new subject. We gotta go to the new topic on that. Once you start bringing up Joe Jackson, we gotta talk about something else.
Yeah. Here, I tell you what. And honestly, I don't really have too much else to say. Because I feel like I've kind of hit everything. There's a couple other things I do want to bring up real quick, and then we'll move on. But I do want to touch these other super chats right quick, because we do have another super chat here from the homie Tyrone D, who says, with the 1999 super chat, says, thanks for the day, guys.
1 penny. All y'all gotta add is 1 penny to where I don't have to hear that. He ought to,
but he ought to love to hear it, man. Because you know what that is. See, if it was me, you know what I would be hearing? Instead of hearing the jingle, I would be hearing the ka-ching.
No, I hear that too. But all I'm saying is, it's 1 penny.
Just one. I mean, yeah, maybe.
He can't sing $20. If he's trying to sing $20, I'll quit today. If he finds a way to make a jingle out of a hot 20, I will quit right now.
Yeah, see, now I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna have to figure.
Now it started.
You did it. You did it. Tubes of one with the $2 super says 5 words: general strike together. Only way. And you know what? And yeah, I'm not trying to be funny here, but I mean, Caesar said it best. Apes together, strong. There you go. You are much stronger as a united front than you are as an individual. If, like, case one, going back to Ray Fisher, if Ray Fisher would have made sure, if he would have got promises from Gal Gadot and Jason Mimosas and Ben Affleck's and Ezra Choka bitch Miller's, I guarantee you he would not have gotten fired. He would not have been blacklisted from Warner Brothers. He would still be... You would have seen that Cyborg movie that they had been promising for almost, 6 years? Or what feels like 6 years. Let's see here. We got another here from Alma Poe. Once again, with the 1999 super chat. Says, I did a project for my huge company. The bid was the manager telling it would be done in 4 hours. It got done 2 weeks later. The contractor told me he was going to quit because of the overbidding. He was working 18 hours, and I'm assuming by that meaning 18-hour days, which is just wild to me. That is wild. We got LJ Brown with the 5 pounds. Says, miss you guys for weeks, been working like mad. Hope you guys are safe and well. You ain't working for Marvel, are you? You ain't working you ain't working on anybody's visual effects team in Marvel, are you?
Lord have mercy.
I just had to ask. Jesse Smith, he's gonna take care of you, Carter. He added the penny. For you.
I thank you for that, Jesse. That's all I ask. It's just 1 penny. But then you turn right back around. We got another $4.99 from Alma Poe saying, Carter, it won't let me add the 1 penny, but I'm over chatting because I missed the torture of you last. Oh, that's why you're doing it. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch?
Get him! Get him! Get him! Let's see. Ooh, dude. Hey, Carter, you see what Chris said? 2000 party over. It's out of time.
My God.
Yes, I got it. Yes. Oh man, dude, you can't stop me now. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I just figured out. I think I might just figured out the way I need to tweak the ones for Jonathan Moda. I got him now. I got him. Dude, y'all done fucked up. Y'all done fucked up. But oh goddamn. Hey, but it's all love, Carter. They love you. Look at them. Look, they're saying it right now. They love you.
What I see right now is several people laughing their ass off right now because they already probably have it in their head what's coming. Because there's too many people laughing right now, bruh. Carter, that's your fault, bruh. Now look at this. Now, Carter, you did say add the penny. That's some fire. Y'all some dirty moles, man.
Oh, dude, and you know what? Dude. Oh, this is gonna be a longer jingle too. Oh man, Carter, he gonna be hitting the mute button for a while.
I feel like Ashanti in that "Rain on Me" video. Plus, it's raining right now outside.
Oh goddamn.
They knew this was gonna be a sad day for me. Somebody in this world knew it was gonna be a really, really sad day for me. Y'all laughing a little too damn hard in this chat. Right.
Dude, that's all I see. I just see a wall of laughing emojis.
Y'all laughing a little too fucking hard for my pain I'm having to deal with.
Yeah. I will say though, before we move on to our next topic, there's one last thing I wanted to address. I don't mean to bring the mood back down, but this is something that I just want to point out because someone said this yesterday in an article, which I believe was with I think it was also with the Vulture. The Vulture's just out here trying to shit on Marvel. Just, man, that's what it looks like. But anyway, the getting away from the visual effects part, someone else came out, a guy by the name of Mark Patch, a guy who is a veteran in the visual effects industry who has worked on films like Tenet. He's worked on TV shows like American Gods.
Mm-hmm.
He's also worked on 2016's Ghostbusters. Take that how you will.
Wait. Oh, yuck. Okay. I got you now. You know.
A movie I personally don't have a problem with. I just think I don't have any ire towards the movie. I think the movie's just okay. It's a movie I watched in 2016. That's what I think about the movie. It's a movie I watched in 2016. I don't think anything more or less about it. My biggest issue with the movie doesn't even have anything to do with the women. It's the fact that Chris Hemsworth is just misused. But anyway, Mark Patch says they just get, this is in regards to directors, not visual effects. Mark Patch is of the belief that that Marvel rather is intentionally going after indie directors because they feel they can control them. And which I'm going to go and say right now, I think is categorically untrue. I think it's categorically untrue. He goes on to say that they just get some guy who made a cheap movie or an indie thing with a positive buzz, and they say, okay, we can guide this person to do what we want. And this, now, okay, yeah, sure. They do go after a lot of indie people, but here's the thing. A lot of those indie people, even people who are no longer making films for Marvel, have all come out and said that they didn't get the treatment that people are saying, that they were guided. They were allowed to make the movie they wanted to make. Yeah. Ryan Coogler is one of those people. He got to make 2 movies that he wanted to make. Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, who did Captain Marvel, they got to make the movie they wanted to make. And not only that, but Daniel Destin Cretton, he said he got to make the movie he wanted to make. Chloe Zhao, she made Eternals. She said she got to make the movie she wanted to make. As a matter of fact, I think she went on record multiple times saying that, I think Kevin Feige said the same, that there were tons of times that, like, you know, he tried to get her to go a different direction, and she was like, no, I'm going to do this. And they, 99.9% of the time, went the direction that she wanted to go. So, yeah, maybe there might be some instances like, and you also get other people out here like your Quentin Tarantinos and your Martin Scorseses and your, you know, so on and so forth that'll try and say, oh, you're just a gun for hire. You don't really get to have any say. You're just doing a job. But here's the thing. I feel like you would see it that way if you're used to being able to do anything you want, however you want, whenever you want, anytime you want. I do feel that, yeah, if you're used to being the last say on something, then yeah, you probably would feel like it's a job because you're not going to get everything that you want because you're working in a collaborative fashion. You're working with something that is a part of an overall plan. This is how you wind up with shit like the Batman, that is the most disjointed thing from the DCEU or even the DCU. And even now, to this day, James Gunn is saying the Batman is still not part of his DCU, even though they're, you know, supposed to be having this cohesiveness. So once again, that's how you wind up with shit like that. Situations like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to say, in case anyone saw that article, I just wanted to go ahead and put it out there. Don't buy that bullshit. That okay, yeah, maybe early days Marvel, like back when Edgar Wright was trying to do Ant-Man. Yeah, sure. I'll give you that. Because I don't think Kevin Feige was 100% in charge back then. That was still like when Ike Perlmutter and all them were still around. So yeah, that part, yeah, sure. Maybe that's how it used to be, but I think now it's a whole other story. Whole other fucking story.
Oh my God. I'm ready for a Darren Aronofsky MCU film. Oh God.
I don't know about that, man.
I don't want to dude.
Sorry.
I don't want to cry or be emotionless from a Marvel movie. I don't know about Darren Aronofsky for him, because when I hear Darren,
he can make a Legion movie. Like, if you wanted to have like Legion, like the TV show, like you wanted to be like as wild and zany as a TV show, I think a Darren Aronofsky could do it.
So when you think wild and zany, you think Darren Aronofsky.
Well, no, well, when I say wild and zany, I'm just saying, like, Darren Aronofsky, he does off the cuff shit. Like, he does, he could, like if you wanted something that was going to take you down this rabbit hole of strangeness, you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to see Marvel's equivalent of Requiem for a Dream.
Well, no, I don't want that. But yeah. I don't want... Oh, you know what? I will say this, though. If they ever decided to make a Daredevil movie, he would make the nastiest Daredevil film. Because he'd have Karen Page strung out and doing porn and getting caught up with Kingpin. You know he would do it. He would act... No one is willing to put that on camera in the MCU. Darren Aronofsky's crazy ass would.
On a Darren Aronofsky
yeah, no, I'm super good on that. Freddie Lane says, love y'all. Much love from one weeby Blerd to you. Hey, we appreciate you, Pimp.
Hey, thank you.
We also got LJ Brown with the 2 pounds, says that Prince 1999 song is fire, right, Carter?
Fuck you.
He meant to say, oh wait, he messed up. He meant to say top of the morning. He meant to say top of the morning.
Fuck you.
Let's move on to our next story, because we're about to get into some more comic booky news with this one. Carter, have you... Hold up.
Uh-oh.
No, nothing. It was, nothing to worry about. I hit the wrong button on something. I was trying to change something.
Mm-hmm.
It was the thing that I realized was messed up earlier that I did not fix after I realized on the other side of it. But let's get to our next bit of news. Or actually, no. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and you know what? No, let's do these real quick. I want to do these real quick forward because I don't want to lose them. These are very recent. Let's go ahead and jump right to them. Okay. We got one from Tubes and one with the $2 super chat says, "Give me Michael Bay's Annihilation." You know, a lot of shit would blow up. A lot of shit would blow up. The Nihilist would blow up 20 times. Elite X1 with a $5 says, bigger issue with Batman films is the constant need to set them in realism. Stop. This fool just fell from the moon with draws on his face. Check your DMs.
That was a funny comic. That was the most Batman I have ever seen in my life, and I loved it.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I thought that shit was amazing. I thought it was great. That was actually probably one of my most... That actually might be one of my most favorite things that I've ever seen in a Batman comic, is Batman taking his draws off mid-orbital fall, wrapping around his face so he can survive re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. That is some wild shit. That's a wild flex. Okay, nobody else say. But no, let's get to our next. This is actually momentous news because guess what, Carter? A real queen is getting her own comic again.
Ooh.
Storm is getting her own comic. Now, I want to taper some expectations here. While I am excited for this, and here, I'll actually pull this up because I want y'all to be able to see it. This is the cover for the first issue, but Storm is going to be a 5-issue limited series that's going to be coming out in May of this year. And for those who are curious as to who the writing team is on this, it's going to be Ann Nocenti and artist Sid Kotian. Ann Nocenti, I'm familiar with. She's written some pretty I would actually say some iconic story arcs in the past. She honestly, for her being attached to this, well, I actually thought was quite surprising, because I honestly, when I heard that the Storm series was being done, she wasn't the first name that I thought of. Like, because right now, Evil Ewing is hot right now with the Monica Rambeau Photon series.
Yeah.
But for those who don't know, she's written Catwoman. She's actually written Daredevil. I'm trying to see let me see. I'm looking up her bibliography. Those are the ones that stick out to me. Those are the ones I remember. Wow, I did not know that she wrote over 10, almost a dozen issues of Rom the Space Knight. That was news to me.
I heard that.
Yeah, she's written for Doctor Strange. She's written Star Wars comics back in the 80s. She's actually written some of the early 100s of the Defenders comics back in the 80s. She's written for Uncanny X-Men a couple of times, New Mutants once. Or those are actually, no, I take that back. Let's see here. Or no, I take that back. These are editor credits. I'm looking at the wrong thing. As writer, she wrote for Spider-Woman. Take that back. She did write the Defenders, but it was more recent. Or not more recent, but it was later compared to what was actually, it wasn't like the early one. It was early 100s, like 127 or whatever. She's written some Avengers. She has written Doctor Strange, Star Wars. So technically, I didn't lie. Just I'm wrong about the numbers. But yeah, I forgot Longshot had a comic. She wrote it.
I completely forgot about that till you said it.
Yeah, she's written Spider-Man. And the Daredevils, if you're curious about where she was writing Daredevil, it was in like the mid 200 to late 200 range. So like roughly around like the late 80s, early 90s of Daredevil. And she's written some other stuff. And she actually has some stuff in with Elektra as well. So yeah, she's all over the place. She's also written for DC Vertigo, done stuff for Batman, so on and so forth. I'm here for it. I trust her as a writer. I think that it will be fine. Now I want to go ahead and taper some expectations, because you may have noticed Storm is in her punk rock look from back in the 80s. This does not take place in the present day. This takes.
How do they keep doing these?
I have no idea. They've been doing this a lot, though, because I think wasn't the Gambit series that Chris Claremont was doing, wasn't that like in the past, or did I misread
Gambit was
something?
like that. The current Extreme X-Men is like that. Because
it's a follow-up to the original, or the last time he wrote Extreme X-Men.
Book that Peter David does for Marvel takes place way back when. It's like, why do they keep doing these?
I mean, I get it, because technically they've been doing this with the X-Men Legend books, like writing, going back to like older time periods. I guess because, these are, and it's probably no coincidence, because a lot of these writers are writers who are writing back during those time frames. So I guess if anyone would know how to write something from that era, it would be them, or maybe it's just what they're comfortable with. I don't know. All I know is that the blurb on Marvel.com says, Aurora Monroe has been a thief, a goddess, and a leader of the X-Men. And she's just getting started, with her mutant ability to control the weather bolstered by her top-notch fighting skills. She's a formidable opponent, like no other, as Callisto of the Morlocks can attest. But when an elemental power emerges near the Xavier Mansion, see, they always go back to the Westchester Mansion, it'll take Storm to the limit of her powers and beyond. Get ready for an electrifying all-new adventure, showcasing Storm's days of rocking her mohawk and leading the X-Men as she faces an all-new...
Is that really what it is?
This is verbatim. As she faces an all-new villain that will threaten to tear her apart from her team and what she thought she knew about herself. There you have it. I'm not gonna lie, you know that I don't know why, but just reading all that, it put me in the mind of the Super Friends. Like, I couldn't help but read that. Remember, like, the narrator from the Super Friends, like, meanwhile, in the Hall of Justice. Like, I feel like that's almost like how you have to do it. But I don't know, this could be good. I think this could be good. I'm curious. I can't wait to see it. I like Storm from that time period. I feel like honestly, Storm was actually kind of out here. Yeah, because that was rough. Yeah, this is right at the time that she beat Cyclops for leadership of the X-Men. So I'm here for it. I'm down. I'm not gonna be fucked up about it. My only thing is that with every, and you know what, I guess because of the timing that this is going to come out, maybe it is for the best that this takes place in the past, because I'm not sure if we're still going to be dealing with Sins of Sinister by then. Well, no, it's May, so Sins of Sinister should be wrapped up, but I guess the more important thing is Storm could also have some other shit going on somewhere else, because we know that there's still a lingering story arc with her from the fallout of X-Men Red. So, yeah, it might be for the best that they just do this in the past, let Storm do her thing, and whatever. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Well, like I said, I'll read it. I'll read it. It's a comic about one of my favorite comic book characters. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I ain't gonna pick the motherfucker up. It's the same thing I said when I found out that Monica Rambeau is getting her own book. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I ain't gonna buy this shit. Look,
Yeah.
even at only 5 issues. Here's the thing: if it sells really well, because I think I saw the I forget who it is that's gonna be writing Green Arrow solo series that's coming up here soon. That's only, I think it's meant to be a 5er, but something that I've seen other people say is that if you want these books to become like ongoing series, buy the shit out of them.
Yeah, we've said that several times. When you trade weight things, that's actually not.
That's hurting the book. Yeah, it does not help at all. Because that's how Poison Ivy was not intended to be an ongoing series. It was only meant to be a limited series, and because it sold so well, they upgraded it to ongoing. That's why you're still getting issues of Poison Ivy. So if you want to keep getting issues of, I don't think they would do it with this book because it's set in the past, but maybe you would get something in the present or closer to it, or maybe they would just do more tales recounting Storm's yesteryears. I don't know. But what I'm saying,
honestly, at this point, if it's Storm, I want Gillen writing it, because man.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Also want to say real quick, we got a $1.99 super chat from Alma Poe. It just says Storm, because I mean, honestly, it's Storm. I mean, come on, it's Storm. Like I said. Are we really gonna sit here and act like we ain't gonna buy this shit? Look, I'm like Issa Rae when it comes to Storm. I'm rooting for everybody black. I'm rooting for everybody Storm, goddammit. I'm buying every comic black. You call me Wesley Snipes in this motherfucker. I always bet on black. Always bet on black. But no, seriously though. In all seriousness, though, yeah. John Battle with $10 says, I need you to get copyright to your jingle so I can download it on my phone and antagonize the hell out of everyone like you do, Carter. Seriously. No, seriously. Hey, look, I might see if I can. I wonder if I could do that. Can you do that? Can I do that? Can I do that? I might try. I have to look into that. Oh, I saw someone bring up Joe Fixit, because I think Joe Fixit, it's supposed to be a limited series, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Joe Fixit book?
Yeah, it is.
If people buy the shit out of it, guess what you might get? You might get a Joe Fixit book on the ongoing. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, it is what it is.
I'd rather see Tyrone Cash come back before Joe Fixit.
You want to see nasty ass Tyrone Cash? You want to see the Black Hulk?
It still makes me laugh that Bishop. I sent that shit to Bishop, and he was just like, "Bro, that man look." Oh,
like this Mr. T looking motherfucker. God damn,
bro. And I think I made it worse because when I described Tyrone Cash to him, that just made him like Tyrone Cash even more.
Get me out of here. We also got.
I want to see a Hulk movie with Tyrone Cash in it now.
Oh God, no! Don't
That's
do
what I
it!
want.
Don't do it! Don't.
If I gotta sit through all these damn 1999s, y'all could give me Tyrone Cash.
Look, you know what? You probably did get we'll say we'll say that your Tyrone Cash was Ghostface in Iron Man 1. We'll say that.
Stop it. Stop it.
Alma Post says, I think they do that because they want to tie it into the MCU, especially for X-Men. That's not an unfair statement because while I have often said that when you see some of these comics, they're not necessarily trying to... What's the best way to put it? They're not necessarily trying to give you a taste of things to come in the MCU, but definitely stuff that comes after the fact. They're definitely trying to like say, hey, remember that from the MCU? Remember that? You remember that? Yeah, come check this out. They definitely do it for that. But yeah, you do. If you know how to read between the lines, you can definitely see what Marvel is doing on the comic side that might be kind of warning you about what's coming. Because to be fair, Kang's stock rose a lot in Marvel Comics. Not that it wasn't high already, but you notice before we started getting, the stuff from Loki, and then eventually the announcements about, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and then, the Kang Dynasty, Secret War, so on and so forth. Kang started showing up in a lot more comics all of a sudden. Like, it wasn't that he wasn't around. He was around, but, like, you just notice he started, like, he had his own book. He was, like, constantly popping up and shit. Yeah.
I was just telling Bishop that they did that with Blade, and now he's a fucking Avenger. Doesn't want to be one, but now he's an Avenger.
And now he's a sheriff for fucking Dracula. Yeah. That
sure is. I read that. I actually did reid that.
And he's pulling up on Moon Knight here pretty soon.
I thought that was like a mini or something, or like a...
Well, no, they did it in Avengers. And then they did a one shot that kind of did. Okay, so they did it. So it happened in Avengers.
Did not know that.
They did with Death of Doctor Strange came out. They had a Blade tie-in that talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they had a Vampire Nation one shot just recently. And now they're and because of the whole bloodline thing, you're gonna probably see more of him because Jed McKay, I don't think he wrote the issue that had Blade in it that was a tie-in, but he was over that story arc. But Jed McKay, he recently put a tweet out the base and said, yeah, Blade is coming to the Moon Knight comics here this year. So which makes sense because Moon Knight kind of he was talking mad greasy. He sent a greasy ass message to Dracula. So yeah, you're gonna see Blade soon. The most disgruntled vampire sheriff you've ever seen. But let's move on to the next thing. That is going to be, this is a DC Comics news.
Okay.
DC is going to be revealing their first trans mask superhero. For those that are maybe if you're scratching your head wondering what I mean when I say that, that's short for trans, for a person who is trans but transmasculine. Think Elliot Page.
Okay.
A person who was born a woman who transitioned to being a man.
I thought it was just a trans man.
Well, no, there's that too, but the trans mask is another way to say that. So, the trans masculine, trans feminine. That's another way. You can. There's multiple ways to put it out there. Okay. But no, there's a new, and not only is it going to be DC's first trans mask superhero, they will also be DC's first super slow superhero. We've had super fast, super speed. We've had the Speed Force. And but now we have a superhero who is going to be the first official super slow hero. For those who don't know, there's a thing
I'm sorry.
This one. You know what? I knew Carter. I knew that's why I said it the way I said it, because I wanted to fuck him up. But no, the character is named Circuit Breaker. Which seems like an odd name for a character whose powers super slowness. Now, for those that are wondering what that means, there's a thing in the DC Comics universe called the Still Force. It was introduced during Scott Snyder's Justice League in 2018. It's largely associated with the Flash villain, the Turtle. They even used it in the Flash CW series not very recently, but I think around season 4 or 5, they used it. It was whatever season had the daughter show up. But the Still Force, basically, it's the polar opposite of the Speed Force, whereas Flash uses the Speed Force to move at superhuman speed. Circuit Breaker can use the Still Force to slow everything around them all the way down, almost to the point where it's not even moving. So almost kind of like how Barry or Wally or Jay, whenever they're moving at superhuman speed, that everything kind of seems to no longer be moving. That's kind of how it is for people who have the Still Force, only they're not necessarily moving fast. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. You just have to go with it. But basically, they're going to be making their debut in Lazarus Planet, Dark Fate #1, coming out this February. So yeah.
Did you read the alpha?
The Lazarus Planet Alpha? No, I haven't read it yet. How was it?
It was actually fairly solid. Mark Waid did his thing, and then it had the really good art to back it up. And the team ups in this are just, well, okay. Number one, I had to get past one thing in that alpha, and that was Damian taking charge, because Bruce is basically, he's in commission, but he's out of commission. It's to the point where he's just a body doing shit. Anything that anyone needs, he flat out said, "Listen, Damian." But the team ups in this, we have, like, you have Supergirl and Power Girl working together. You have Zatanna and Blue Devil working together. Blue Devil is in this.
Man, I haven't heard Blue Devil's name in I don't know how long.
I didn't know who Blue Devil was until that Swamp Thing series. And then I was mad because there's going to be no more Blue Devil. And I see people saying it in the chat. Let me get all of this out my system. Okay? When you first said super slow, I thought of two things. We even got a $1.99 super chat from M.O.D.O.K in regards to it. Like a sloth from Zootopia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only, but with the reverse being that instead of Circuit Breaker moving at that speed, everyone else is.
And then when you said super slow, so I said, okay, DC is just trying their best to get Kang the fuck out of here. You come out with a trans superhero, but you made him a dummy when you said they were super slow? That's where my mind went. I just wanted to get it out of my system.
No, that's fair. Honestly, when I first read the article talking about it, I was like,
but when you describe she makes everything else around, or he makes everything else around, okay, cool.
Yeah.
They're not a sloth, and they're not a... Okay, I'm gonna just say this because I keep thinking about Cotton Heel, a stupid dummy. They're neither of those things.
No, they're neither of those things.
I'm happy it was clarified. Thank you. You said you did it on purpose. I had to get it out. I had to get it out.
No, 100%. I totally. So basically, that's honestly, there's not really much else to say. There is some speculation about the character because the character, you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it in this image, like right around here. The red streaks going across, like right around the lower part of the chest. There have been some speculation that these are actually like an homage to the top surgery they had done during their transition. It could
Wait, they went as far. Oh, okay. This is okay.
Yeah.
This is you.
Yeah, like just it's the design on the costume that it's said that this is meant to mimic that. to mimic the same scars they would have if they took their shirt off, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that's actually true or not. It would not surprise me in the slightest if that were the case. I'm perfectly fine with this. I'm like, okay, cool. That, you know.
All right.
Let's go.
That's really all. Me personally, I don't care until I read it.
That is fair. It's kind of how I am with a lot of things too. Like, like honestly, I'll read it and then I'll because I think
okay, real quick. You just
ahead.
asked a really good question. Are they a hero or a villain?
Hero. They are a hero because they made a very big point in the solicits for this to make sure people understood this is a superhero, not a supervillain. Because this is going to be the first Still Force user who is a superhero. Typically, people who have the Still Force are bad guys. Typically, so this is also not only is it going to be first transmasc superhero at DC Comics, but it will also be the first time we see a Still Force user who is actually a good guy, not a bad guy. That said, that we got another here from Dominic Cole says, do you think we will crap on Blade because it's not Snipes? Also, with all the drama from the movie, that what's your expectations with a $5 super chat? I think there will be that group of people who will crap on it because it's not Snipes, but I think at the same time, I feel like if Marvel delivers a project that's, kind of like how there were people who were upset about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Shuri being the focus of it in the wake of Chadwick Boseman's passing. There were a lot of people who I saw who were upset about her being Black Panther, despite the fact that she is Black Panther in the comics. I
don't even want to just delve into that because the first thing that comes to my mind when you say that shit is the people that go, well, this isn't the comics, this is the MCU. But then if you do something else that's not like the comics, the same motherfuckers that get mad and it just hurts the fuck out of me. So let's keep moving.
Look, you can't please the motherfuckers. Let's just be real about that. But yeah, my thing is, my expectations are, I'm not going to say necessarily high, but like, I expect them to do something good. And yeah, that's really all I have to say there. I'm going to remember to come back to this one. I see a question here from just so you know, we're gonna be we got one more topic that we're gonna address right quick, and we are going to move on to our recommendations and then questions. So you can go ahead and start putting them in there. I'll be keeping an eye out. Let's go through this one real quick.
Yeah, please go ahead. That can wait.
Well, what do you got?
Well, no, I was just gonna say, Kay Tucker just brought up somebody I completely forgot about, and I'm hoping this.
It's about Sideways.
Yeah, I'm hoping this new character does not go the way of Sideways.
That is
I completely forgot about Sideways, bro.
That's exactly what I'm afraid of, because I think I saw Sideways in something recently, but it was
he was in the scene where Black Adam gave everybody his power.
That's right. Oh no, and there was something else. There was another book,
and there was something else where he came through a portal.
Yeah, he came through a portal. Yep.
Yeah,
I don't remember what it was that I read, but it was recent.
See, y'all, we read comics. Goddammit. You see, I put him on game. Y'all always think he's the one who knows everything, and Carter just feeds. No, I read. Damn it. I'm not just here to be annoyed by 1999 fucking super chats. I know my shit.
This motherfucker.
Y'all gonna put some respect on me. I know my shit.
So, speaking of knowing his shit, Ezra Miller has gotten the wild slap on the wrist. For those who don't know what we're talking about, Ezra Miller recently, this was in a Vermont court on January the 13th, pled guilty to misdemeanor charges of unlawful trespassing. And as a part of their plea deal, Miller will serve a year probation and pay a $500 fine, as well as a surcharge of $192. All other charges against Miller which included petty larceny and burglary, were dismissed without prejudice. However, if Miller were to violate the terms of their probation, the charges of burglary can be refiled. That is the news, if anyone cared to know about what is going on with Ezra Miller as of late.
2 things. 1, we said this months ago. 2, Herbert Scott said he got a slap on the white.
He did. No, they did. They got a slap on the white.
He got a slap on the white.
Well, also, LJ, I can't stand you right now. Said, beep, 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 beep. New Ezra Miller update. Abraham Robinson with $2 super chat says, "Can someone explain the still force to me?" So honestly, it's very much what I said earlier. It is basically, when you think of the Speed Force and everything that the Flash can use it for, how he can use it to move at superhuman speed, he can use it to, like, when he's activating the Speed Force, everyone seems like they're moving almost at a snail's pace or not even at all to him. It allows, him to, move at the speeds he's able to move. The Still Force just kind of does the polar, it basically does the same thing it does for Barry, but just reversed. So, like, in the case of Circuit Breaker, if they were, let's say they were fighting a supervillain, and when they showed up on the scene, it would probably feel just like to Circuit Breaker what it feels like to Flash. When he shows up on the scene, he's moving so fast and everybody's like moving at a snail's pace. That's because whereas for the Flash, he's just moving so fast that everyone else looks like they're moving at a snail's pace. For Circuit Breaker, they are actually moving at a snail's pace. He's not superhumanly fast. He's just able to make everything else slow down around him. Like that, that's basically what it is. The Still Force isn't that deep. It's not as complex or convoluted as Scott Snyder tried to make it sound when he originally introduced it. It's pretty straightforward.
Think about if you're watching, let's go back to those VHS days. Mm-hmm. You pause something and then you hit fast forward, so it just moves like that. Yeah, that's what it sounds. That's what that sounds like to
basically me. Yeah, like it's bullet time. He has bullet time. That's what he's got. And Alma Poe with the $4.99 says, Will Smith had to do more penance than Ezra. Shakes my head if he continues his DC job. I mean, okay, so that's kind of where I'm getting at here. And this is why I'm kind of treating this the way I am. Because I'm sick of it. Because if Ezra Miller were anyone else, they would have gotten far worse. Like, Will Smith has done less and is being treated as a pariah in Hollywood. Ezra has actually, he walked him on stage and slapped another famous person, another celebrity, one of the other most famous black men in America on live television in front of everybody. Yeah, sure, that's not a good look. But it was just a slap. He didn't stab the motherfucker. He didn't pull a gun on Chris Rock and shoot him. He didn't, drive a car through the audience and then get up on stage and slap the shit out of Chris Rock and then snatch his award and then spit on, on some special needs kid on the way out. He didn't do that. No, he didn't throw a chair across a bar and bust some woman upside her face to where her lip got split open. He didn't, break into someone's house and raid their liquor cabinet.
I'm going to say this real quick just to appease the other people that are going to thumbs down this video just because of that statement. It's still assault.
Yeah, no, it's assault. It's assault. However, it was a slap. It wasn't even that good of a slap. Let's just be real. That slap, dude, that was one. Look, Carter.
I can't look at you right now because I'm trying not to laugh. Shut up.
My daughter has slapped me harder than that when we play fight.
I can't look at you right now because it's just gonna make me laugh. No. I'm trying to be serious. I'm trying to be serious here because at the end of the day, it was assault. But I know if I look up,
Carter, you know I'm right. You know I'm right.
I'm gonna look at chat. I'm gonna look at chat. That's what I'm
Ezra
gonna
has the complexion for the protection, and that is why they are not receiving the same treatment that. Because I mean, once again, Will Smith didn't go to jail or anything. I mean, Ezra did actually get arrested. I'll give them
Which
that.
is actually wild if you think about it.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I'm shocked Will Smith. And I think the reason why he wasn't arrested is because Chris Rock chose not to press charges. I think that's honestly the only reason he didn't get arrested. But I mean, the thing is,
Herbert Scott, were you trying to say that was a steel force slap?
that was that was still it was. Like, honestly, I'm shocked that Chris Rock didn't just move out of the way. Like, I saw that slap. Like, honestly, you know what? That slap was so slow, you could tell Will Smith started it when he was filming After Earth. That's how slow it was. It took that long to show up. He could have moved. But no, all I want to say here is that this is a miscarriage of justice, in my opinion. Ezra Miller, because, okay, here's the other thing we get. Ezra Miller is a groomer. Oh, I'm sorry, here. Allegedly a groomer. Let's just put that out there. This dude literally was hanging out with a young lady who, if I remember correctly, I think we said was 12, maybe 12 at the time that they first met, and now is suddenly dating this same person years later. I'm sorry. That was a setup. That was a setup. If that ain't grooming, I don't know what is. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. Anyone because I'm okay. Let's do the test. Let's see if this passes the sniff test. Carter, let's say I wasn't married. Let's say I was a single guy. Let's say I met a young woman when she was 12 years old. And I'm not dating her. Not dating her. But we become friends.
This whole thing I don't like this as a whole.
Okay, so now you see where I'm coming from. Y'all are seeing where I'm coming from now, right? How weird is it that me, a guy who is 40 years old, I'm hanging out with some 12-year-old kid that ain't my kid. Like, not even my step kid. Like, we're hanging out, becoming best buddies. And then suddenly...
There's a movie that came out recently, because Anna Paquin's in it, where that was actually the case, and the guy was able to kidnap this child twice. And it took like some years for anything to happen because the family was so cool with him and shit. I swear this was a fucking movie. Because I saw it on the buses, all in billboards all over fucking LA. I swear to you, this is a fucking movie. But I know what you're talking about, and it's like you said, it's the complexion for the protection, but this whole topic could have started and stopped at, we told y'all this was gonna happen.
Oh yeah, no, we did. We actually said this weeks ago.
Like not even weeks.
No, months ago. I mean, if we're being real. Hell, probably a year ago.
Probably.
So yeah, my thing is, yeah, I don't want to talk about this shit anymore because I'm actually starting to get angry. Anyway, Dominic Coles with the $5 super chat says, forget it. I need to have Caucasian superpowers when I get in trouble. The ultimate superpower. It really is. I like it. It really is. Like, honestly, dude, man. You know what? I've been going back and watching old videos of white women calling the police on people. And in some cases, white men. Calling the police on black folks.
Mm-hmm.
And the police show up, and then they can kind of tell that it's not going the way they were hoping it was going to go. They were hoping that police officer was going to show up and then just either arrest or kill said black person, and it doesn't quite go the way that they were hoping it would go. So they just lay down on the floor and start crying when the police are like, hey, so what's really going on here? And they're like... like they just start like just bawl. Don't even really be saying shit. Like did you remember the barbecue bitch, the bitch that called the cops on the folks for barbecuing? Remember what happened when the cop showed up? He was like, hey, look, he's like, so what's going on? And instead of just explaining that, hey, this is what's happening, this was her response. And to the point the cop was just like,
you been around white people too long. That was very, very convincing what you just did.
well, no, well, I mean, I am weird. I'm married to a white woman, so. But no, my point being, the guy see comic tokens.
You shouldn't even be talking about this anymore because you're married to one. You've had a baby with one. At some point, some of that protection has gotten on you at some point.
Oh no, trust me, it has not. Dude, let me tell you something. My wife, I don't mean to get off on a tangent here because we're going to move on, I swear. But my wife drove my car the other day, and my tags, like I have renewed my tags, but the county court clerk has not sent me my tags yet. So my wife had to drive my car because hers was broken down, and when she drove it, she told me she got pulled over, and she was like, yeah, she's like, they just pulled me over and they made me sit in the car for a minute because since they've changed the tags here, you don't just we have to get new plates now because they've changed the plating system. But anyway, long story short is because of the change, the police couldn't just look at it and be like, oh yeah, it's renewed. They actually had to pull her over and be like, hey, we need to look this up and da-da-da-da. And I told her, I was like, yeah, I said, I'm glad that you got pulled over and not me, because I said, if I would have gotten pulled over, I probably would have gotten shot.
No,
or I would have went to, they would have tried to find some excuse to arrest me, because let me finish. She got pulled over in Bartlett. Not like Memphis proper. So because I've been pulled over.
You all don't know, but I know exactly what.
Yeah. Like a long time ago when I was like in my early 20s, I got pulled over in Bartlett for quotey fingers running a light that I didn't actually run. It was raining that night, and technically I could have stopped, but if I would have driven all the way through the light and probably would have had an accident. And when I
ran that red light, boy.
Well, no. The cop knew I was right. So you know what they did? They stopped writing the ticket and then started looking around my car to try and find an issue. And then what they did was they said, oh, yeah, you got some illegal tint. And when they did the little thing, when they had the device that checks to see how illegal your tint is, the dude put it on the glass, and immediately, as soon as it touched the glass, he snatched it back up, and he snatched it so hard, he almost snapped my window. He almost snapped, like, so my window was rolled halfway down. And when he did it, he put it down, he tried to snatch it back real quick before it could actually read anything, to get an accurate reading. And when I pointed it out to him, he got really angry. Like, he was, like, basically, he wanted to stop a black person. He thought he was about to take somebody to jail or do something, and he fucked with the right one. So, yeah, that's why I tell people, yeah, please believe. No white privilege has rubbed off on me. I still get pulled over for the same bullshit everybody else do. I just don't go out very often, which is why it doesn't happen as often. Let's see. Kokasher, his baby's father, with the $5 says, you ever wonder why you wet your pants? It was me. Using the slow force, Barry. It was me. It was me, Barry. It was me. Oh, God. Anyway, LJ Brown with the 2 pounds says, Carter's jumper is giving me Glass Onion vibes. Oh, yeah. Dude, I need to actually watch that. I haven't watched it yet.
Never mind. I think that's obvious.
All I will say is a certain website that I go to for a lot of our news has been going out of its way to try to spoil it for me.
Oh, wow.
Matter of fact, I don't know if I told you recently, I started watching Teen Wolf, and I was trying to get caught up. Yeah, I was trying to get caught up before I watched the new shit. And dude, they legit spoiled something for me in an article. Like, they just had that shit just out there. They're just like, yeah, blah, 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 character is back. And I was like, I mean, I kind of assumed that was going to be a thing, but like, still, I was like, would have been nice to be surprised. Coburg with the 499 says, Will Smith did exactly what I would do if someone was talking about my wife. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not saying he was wrong. I probably would have picked a different place to do it. I wouldn't have done it at the Oscars. I'd have caught that motherfucker after and be like, hey, yeah, man, about what you said earlier. And I just slapped the shit out of him then. Carter, what is let's move on because we're getting behind here. Carter, what is your recommended? Because or do you want me to go first? You want me to go first? Or you? Okay, that works. Mine's gonna be really quick and really fucking easy. I'm gonna recommend you go watch Tulsa King. I've actually been watching Tulsa King, getting caught up on it, and while I'm not the hugest fan of Sylvester Stallone as of late, largely because of his political affiliations, I actually really enjoy the show. Sometimes I hate him because there's moments in it, there's moments in it where you can tell the real Stallone is coming out in a couple of parts, but it's an interesting show. I like it. It's about a guy by the name of Dwight Manfredi who spent 25 years in prison for murder. He worked for the mob. He did his time. He kept quiet. Sounds like something you would see from Daigo. Not Daigo, but my God, from Kiryu Kazuma in Yakuza, in the Yakuza series, or Ichi from Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's the setup is very similar, but he gets out of prison and he comes back to his crime family in New York, and he's like, "Hey, I'm back. I'm welcome. I'm ready to be welcomed back into the family." And they're like,
"We gonna welcome your ass to Oklahoma."
Yeah, that's like, yeah, we appreciate you back, Pimp. We appreciate everything you did. You kept quiet. You did a bid for us, man. But yeah, you can't come back. You got to go to Tulsa. And he's like, Tulsa? But he's basically taking a situation that is he's basically taking a shit situation that he's basically being exiled from his home, and he's trying to make the best of it. And it turns out that he's a better crime boss than his crime boss realized. That is the premise of the show. That's all I want to say about it. That's really the only thing you need.
What episode do you have left?
I just finished episode 7. I got 2 episodes left, and they have announced there will be a season 2. So,
Dude,
also, our favorite show, Mayor of Kingstown, coming back real soon.
That's tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, I think you are correct.
I'm hyped. I think it was the 15th. It says
15th. Yep, 15th.
Yeah,
coming. Yeah, so there you go.
That gets watched.
Yeah, no, Mayor Kingstown.
Yeah, I finished. I finished Tulsa King last week. And
okay, what'd you think? What'd you think of the ending?
Let me tell you something. I would have been cussing real good if you had said there is no season 2 of that. Because I'd have been cussing.
Oh yeah, no, I heard it was good. Like that's why I was like, man, let me go ahead and finish this up. But yeah, it's a good show. If you like crime dramas, like I think we've talked about this before a lot. I feel like it comes up a lot recently. We've been talking about New Burn. Mm-hmm. Like that's something I've realized. I really like grimy crime dramas. Like I love a crime drama. Like you give me a mobster just trying to cut his own way, or like some dude who's like working the fine line between being a criminal and a I guess a law-abiding citizen or whatever. You got me. You got me at that point. Carter, what is your recommended?
Mine is something I was talking about on Twitter this week, and I've been talking about that book quite often. Human Target issue number 10 came out this week, and Tom King is still hitting on all cylinders. Greg Smallwood's art is still fantastic. This was just another damn good issue of this. If you all didn't see the tweet, Guy Gardner's in it. He caught hands again.
He sure fuck did.
Dog, just the fact that the Human Target has pretty much laid him down on 2 separate occasions. With the power ring on and without.
Man says, sit your ass down.
But yes, if you couldn't tell from the top, or you don't know your Green Lantern lore or anything, that's Gnort. Mm-hmm. Right above Human Target's head. He makes an appearance in this. He actually is helping the Human Target still try to figure out who killed him, why. And it's a whole thing. You do get to watch Gnort, spoiler. Mm-hmm. Sparta kicked the shit out of a Guardian in this issue.
God damn it.
That shit, I'm telling you, Ernie, that shit was hilarious.
I need to get caught up.
Again, just another fantastic issue. Tom King himself tweeted it out that he's sad he's about to finish up this book. I'm sad he's about to finish up this book. And it seems like the remedy to get Tom King to do good stuff is letting him do stuff that's not in main continuity. Or something that no one cares about. Because no one gave a fuck about Vision, and that series was fantastic.
Oh, that was
Nobody
great.
knew what the fuck Omega Men was, and that book was great.
Well, I think you just need to let him
Batman,
cook. You just need to let him cook. Like, I think he works better. He also works better in short form, I think, versus long form, because what a lot of people, like some of the worst issues of his Quotey Fingers Batman run that a lot of people like to accredit to him actually weren't even him. Like, I remember there was one time you were talking to me about an issue of something that happened, and I was like, Tom King didn't write those. Like some of the others.
That does come out tomorrow.
What's that?
Bruh, we finna be some TV watching fools. Last of Us come out tomorrow.
Oh, shit, I forgot.
Ah.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, I'm be a Ooh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, come on, let's wrap this shit up.
I want to wrap the show up. The shit don't come out till tomorrow. Ain't that some shit?
I gotta get ready, man. I gotta get ready. I gotta get ready.
So tomorrow's gonna be a good day.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. Last of Us looks fantastic. Even though I know a lot of people are upset about the changes, I don't give a shit. Because honestly, if I wanted to be the video game, you know what I could do? I could go boot up that PS5 in the living room and turn that motherfucker on. I don't want the video game. I want something different. But no, let's get into we're gonna try and do this real quick because we are kind of encroaching upon that time. That magic
Lightning
hour.
round.
Let's see here. We got one from the homie Melvin. Says, as I rise from the Lazarus pit of thirsty, and yes, Carter, I have been cleaned. My question is regarding Blerd Koa merch. With so many talented artists that you have interviewed and come across, will we get to see fan-made Blerd Koa artwork on some tees, like how Double Toasted does with some of their fans? I can see a Blank Man version of Blerd Without Fear duo. Thank you for answering my long question. That is something I have considered. There's a lot going on right now, and I'm trying to get there, but yeah, that is the plan eventually. There have been some Blur Without Fear like fan art, things of that nature. I've had we've had one fan commission a shirt for me in my image that is really awesome that I haven't worn on the show in a while, and I need to fix that. But yes, these are things that will happen. JWR says, what's your take on people saying that Warner Brothers should license their DC characters to Netflix to finish the Snyderverse? What stage of grief is this? This is a stage of grief where you either are about to... Oh, no, I'm not going to make that joke because I don't like to make light of suicide. But basically just know this is the point where you either are going to have a nervous breakdown and wind up in somebody's mental health facility, or you're going to go on a rampage on bath salts and try and bite people's faces off. Those are the only next steps. Because you have to be rabidly fucking stupid as a Snyder fan to think that would happen. Kidoma says, do you think we will see Deathlock in any kind of way in the MCU? Technically, yeah, we have technically. Our boy Gunn. He was Deathlock, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Deathlock in the Deathlock was in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, he was there. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, dude, that was our guy. We also got I Cower Over Nothing says, which by the way, this is I just realized the other day I realized this is Rough Rider. He's back. He got a new account. We had to send the old one to the Shadow Realm because it was getting problematic. He got it back though. He's back. Let's see. He says, I know you're done with WWE, but out of the companies putting their bids in, who would you be excited to see make the purchase? I know I would laugh my ass off. I don't think AEW is going to get it, but if Tony Khan bought WWE, do you know how hard I would laugh? Do you know? Here, let's see. That is how hard I would be laughing if that were the case. But yeah, as long as Saudi Arabia doesn't get it, I do not want to see, was it Mohammed bin Salman? Prince Mohammed bin Salman over there that's trying to buy it. But yeah, I don't want him to get it because then I would 100% be done with WWE at that point. If Saudi Arabia gets it, I'd be 100% done with it. Like I am done with it, but like there wouldn't even be like oh hey, they came to town, I'm gonna go see it. Nah. Oh hey, they just happen to be on. No. I'd be done. They wouldn't exist to me anymore. Urban Prince Strong says, "Evening, brothers. On this glorious Saturday, my question today is: are there any black characters in the Warhammer 40K universe? I'm really interested in 40K, and I want to know if there are any POCs I can get into. I will be brutally honest with you. I don't know of any.
This lesson too.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were gonna tell him the monetary issue of it.
Oh no! I was gonna say I don't know of any off the top of my head. I don't really know of any. There are black characters. There are people of color in the Warhammer 40K universe, but I can't remember. I can't remember any of prominence. I can't think of any of prominence, which is yet another reason. Like the reason Carter was about to say, the monetary reason why I don't fuck with 40K when it comes to the tabletop stuff. That's the second reason I don't fuck with 40K on the tabletop level. Because in the video games, they do have people of color in the games. Like in Dark Tide, you can be a black person or an Asian person or a Hispanic person or whatever. And the games tend to have characters that are of different races and ethnicities. But yeah, honestly, it's a lot of bald-headed, grizzled 5 o'clock shadow white dudes. It's like the early 2000s of video games all over again. If that makes any sense.
But I still have had. You know what? Let's do this.
Okay. Shoot.
What are you doing after the show?
Nothing now because apparently I'm not going to Best Buy.
All right. So people want to see. People have been enjoying your streams as of late, and I think I'm caught up to where I need to be caught up.
Okay.
Because I've been on a 40K kick as well because this man bought me Dark Tide, so we've been playing a lot of Dark Tide. Funny enough, I was going to tell you before the show started, I actually uninstalled that shit.
I'll ask off stream.
Yeah, but I've been playing a lot of Space Marine. I thought about streaming it, but I don't know if you want to watch me play fucking Space Marine. But why don't you just stream and we can just play Inquisitor?
That'd be fun. I could dig that.
Because it's raining. I'm not going anywhere.
Let me, well, you know what? We might do that. We might do that. Let's see. We got Elite X1 says, have you guys been listening to any of the comic audio shows on Spotify like Batman, The Audio Adventures, Marvel's Wastelanders, Batman Unburied? I know you've listened to Batman Unburied, etc. Says, amazing stuff in my opinion. Jeffrey Wright voicing Batman was very unexpected. Probably.
Wait, what?
I think he's talking about. Yeah. Says probably even more so was Lance Reddick as Thomas Wayne. Do you have any of these audio shows you recommend? I think even Winston Duke has been Batman in one of those. That's the Batman Unburied one, I think.
Yeah, Lance Reddick as Thomas Wayne and Winston Duke as Batman. That's Batman Unburied. Yes.
And he says also check your DMs. I did when you told me to check them earlier. I didn't see anything. I checked them now and I found it. So,
I don't even want to know what shenanigans y'all talking about, but Batman Unburied, I completely finished that. One of my homeboys, you don't know who that is, but one of my homeboys, Bishop, he actually put me on Batman Unburied. Marvel's Wastelanders, I started listening to the Old Man Logan one, and it wasn't at the quality to me I thought that Batman Unburied was, so I just cut that shit off. But other than that,
Wolverine one, there was the Wolverine one that was that I haven't kept up with it as much, but it was fire.
But yeah, the only thing I'm listening to right now or trying to finish right now was Sandman. I'm trying to finish Sandman.
Okay, yeah. There's that. I have the audiobooks for Sandman. I got all 3 acts, and that's how I've been consuming it, which is really good, by the way. James McAvoy out here as old Morpheus. Oh Also, Neil Gaiman is such a good narrator.
Yeah.
Like, he is such a good narrator. I love him as a narrator. Like, he just, I don't know, something about his voice. He's just very good. What was the other one? There was Wolverine the Long Night. That one was good. I like that one.
I've never heard of that one. I'll check that out.
There's a Black Widow one, but I haven't listened to that one, so I can't vouch for its how good or bad it is. There's quite a few. I think there was a Squirrel Girl one that I think I think a mutual friend of ours, Blueheart, was talking about that was pretty good. I'll have to go back and take a look.
Real quick,
yes.
Elite X1, he said, I gave you a month of Game Pass. You had Dark Tide on that for free. Here's the thing, though. You sent that. Apparently, according to Ernie, he'd been thinking about buying me that shit anyway. So he bought me Dark Tide, and he bought me another game I've been really wanting to stream it. And I bought him the Venomnibus. That was us crossing the gift streams. So that's the only reason. And plus, but yeah, I've had this 40K bug since playing that. I saw someone else in the chat saying they had been learning about it. D-Rock15. Look up a YouTuber by the name of Bricky. He does a lot of extensive, comprehensive 40K videos telling you about the different groups and factions and things like that. That's how I got caught up on everything 40K. I have not read a book yet. I'm thinking about it, especially because I want to just read the ones Dan Abnett did. Yeah. Because, you know, Marvel Comics, Cosmic Marvel, and Dan Abnett. So, Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, you recommended Bricky. I was going to say, I also recommend, as a guy by the name, I think it's Luton09, I think is his name. That's another guy. He has if you look up WTF is 40K, it'll be the first thing that comes up. It's a 22-minute video that breaks down, it's a beginner's guide that breaks down everything, and he has a bunch of playlists that go way more granular in detail. But yeah, any one of those videos, I think you'll be good. Yep. Let's get into questions from the chat. I'm going to go ahead and answer one that I remember. I don't know if I'll be able to find it going back, but
Ooh, thank you for that, Ed Boy in the cut.
Oh, what's
up? He said Wolverine the Long Night and Wolverine the Lost Trail were both written by Benjamin Percy.
Yes, they were.
Oh yeah, those getting checked out then.
As a matter of fact, did you read that one issue where they had like a thing in the back? I forget. I think it was Wolverine 25. Where they had a thing in the back where they introduced a character. It was a black trans, or I think it was either black trans character or black drag queen character. Either way, point of the matter is that character is in that podcast. Because Benjamin Percy, since Benjamin Percy also wrote it, that's why like a lot of people were confused. I don't have the question in front of me because I think it just got kind of pushed out by all the other stuff, and I don't remember who said it. But if you're still in the chat, I'm answering it now. They asked, "What do I think about reshoots? Like, do I think reshoots are good or bad? Reshoots are fine. The only time I think reshoots are bad is when you are reshooting entire chunks of the movie. Like currently, right now, Paul Rudd was recently seen reshooting scenes for Ant-Man, but it wasn't like the stuff we've seen in the trailer. It was like shots of him in regular clothes. Like he was out in the street, like holding Dunkin' Donuts or coffee or whatever. Like it wasn't like honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if it was one of the scenes like remember the shot where the guy's like, "Thank you, Spider-Man." Like it was like shit like that. So it doesn't bother me. Let's see here. I'm going down the list. Let's see here. Wait. Tubes knew what we were talking about when I said Bartlett because they're from Memphis too. Yeah, Bartlett. Yep, that was it. Let's see here. Yep, I got pulled over in Bartlett, and I have hated the Bartlett Popo ever since. Let's see here. I'm going back down the list. I'm looking to see if I see anything. Let me know if you see anything that sticks out as a question of note. Did y'all watch Puss in Boots 2? That's low-key a lit cinematic universe. I haven't seen any of the recent Puss in Boots. Anything.
I have not.
I've heard it was good though. I heard it was really good. Let's see. Matt Edwards said it would be Tony Khan's dad, Shad Khan. Yeah, true. That is actually true. Tony Khan doesn't actually really have any actual money. He is actually pulling from his inheritance, and he's actually turned I would say, a pretty decent investment from it. But yeah, it would Shad, honestly, yeah, if anybody was buying WWE that was affiliated with AEW, it would be Shad Khan. Because Shad Khan owns he's technically the one who owns the Jaguars. Tony Khan is just kind of coasting on money, which, I mean, I'm not mad at. Honestly, if I was him, I'd be doing the same thing. Bill says, not a question, but rest in peace to Lisa Marie Presley. Priscilla and Riley Keough are going through it right now. Yeah, I heard about that because I got the breaking news when she was found unresponsive in her home. They rushed her to the hospital.
Why is Riley Keough going through it? Oh, I didn't know that was her daughter.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, they've not been ignored. Well, Ruby Soho has been injured. I just want to put that out there. She was injured up until recently. She took a actual full-on kick to the nose that broke her nose, so she had to be out for a while. She actually literally just had a match on Rampage that's being held up as one of the greatest hardcore matches in recent memory. Yeah, so yeah, I would say that she is definitely not forgotten. Do you think oh, go ahead.
No, I saw the $2 super chat from Ibrahim Robinson asking, have you watched Velma?
On HBO Max? No, not yet. No, not yet. I plan to though. Once I do, I'll probably give an opinion on it. I was gonna watch it yesterday, but then I just got sidetracked.
Yeah.
Tubes one says, do you think there might be a new Worlds Collide between Milestone and the main DCU in the future? Yes, I do. I think it will. I think they will have it. I think it went well the first time.
I feel like Milestone would lose.
No. I mean, to be fair, what would happen is the same thing that happened the last time. They think that they're at odds with one another, and then they wind up working together. Because that's what happened the last time. Because the Blood Syndicate put pause on Superman. They didn't win, but Superman didn't win either. And Icon and Superman, I think, yeah, because matter of fact, Superman ended up putting respect on Icon's name because he said that when Icon punched him, he said that was the hardest he had ever been punched by anyone in a long time.
That's the slave strength, big time. That's what that is.
This motherfucker. I see, this is why we don't have nice things. Anyway, carrying on. Let's see here. I'm looking. Some of these are getting lost in the shuffle because like some of them got put in like super early, right before we actually got to them. Let's see. Oh, here's one. Bill says, have you gotten caught up with Eva Ewing's newsletter? She's doing a big giveaway of 5 signed copies of Monica Rambeau Photon #1. Wish me luck. Al's newsletter has some news on X-Men Red to check out later. I'll have to take a look at that. I haven't been keeping up with her newsletter, but I'll definitely be looking out for that. I'll definitely be keeping up for that. Shit, I might try and get it. I need to get it on that shit. Let's see here. We got one from Legion. Oh, wait, we got one from Legion. It moved. With the $4.99 super, it says, I feel like watching Loki is important to watch in order when watching Ant-Man 3 with Kang, the OG pimp. Yeah, I think a lot of people before Ant-Man, before going to go see Quantumania, I think you're going to hear a lot of people talking about how they're going back and rewatching Loki. And by the time I think Quantumania hits home video, Loki season 2 will either be close to coming out or already out, maybe. Depends. Yeah. And you'll probably hear people saying the same thing. Oh, yeah, I went back, I watched Loki, then watched Quantumania, and before I watched Loki season 2, just to be ready. I guarantee you're going to see people saying that shit. Let's see. How far back does Storm and Monica Rambeau's history go? Honestly, I don't know, because they've interacted with each other in the past, but honestly, the most interaction I've seen them have, I think they had like some vague interactions during like the Reggie Hudlin run. Like, and I say vague, I mean like hey, how you doing? Bye. I think Ta-Nehisi Coates was like the first time I've ever actually seen them work together. Was in those last couple of issues, or I think the next to last issue, where Storm and Monica Rambeau like combined their powers together and fucked off a whole legion of people and folks and stuff and things. Yes, that was. I think that's the most I've ever actually seen of that magnitude.
I see a question from BS Filter saying, Blerd and Carter, what indie comic would you like to see as a series or movie? P.S. Just your description of do the powerbomb makes me laugh.
Oh.
I personally, because Ernie had them here on the cave, and I would try to use that as leverage to be in the series or the movie.
Oh.
Bitterroot.
Oh, yeah. I would, or truth be told, man, Bitterroot is one that technically is in the works as a movie. But we haven't heard much about it because Ryan Coogler's production company is supposed to be working that one out. But yeah, Bitterroot's definitely one that I would personally love to see. As far as others go, Do a Powerbomb definitely would be up there. But keeping it wrestling, I would also love to see the Crimson Cage, the one I brought up during our Blerd Awards.
Mm-hmm.
Also a wrestling comic, focusing on the old territory days of wrestling. That would be interesting to me. I would love to see that. Also, let's see here. I didn't even know the House Party remake was out yet.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
Remember how I told you I have that thing where I can go see early screenings of movies and stuff? That's how I saw that's how I saw the fourth film in a certain franchise, but I can't talk about what it is because I have to sign an NDA for it. I'm gonna talk about House Party because it's out, but yeah, I can't talk about the fourth movie I went. So I don't.
Got you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nobody was there because you're supposed to show up early to see the screen. You have to show up early so they can let you in and you can get credit for it. They had to change the contract so where if you came and saw it, you got a $30 gift card.
Oh damn.
That
sad.
movie was ass.
Oh damn.
But I did go to Chipotle after.
This motherfucker. So do y'all see Mailman said, do y'all see Camille Nanjiani complaining that Hollywood doesn't want to cast minorities as villains? I kind of get, honestly, I kind of get why they don't do it because a lot of times in those movies, the minority person is typically the only minority person in it. So it's like, oh, is what you're trying to say? Let's see.
I always thought it was more so because of just horrible people who would then take that and then slurs and what have you.
See, that's how they really are. That's what they would do.
Because I think they already having a tough time when they make women the villains of these stories.
Yeah,
so.
More often than not.
Because look at I'm gonna go back to wrestling again. What was the brother's name that the Indian brother that won the WWE title from Randy Orton? He had the two minions, the Singh brothers with him.
Oh yeah, I know. Damn. I keep wanting to say Muhammad Hassan, but that's not his name.
That's what I almost said, and I feel horrible because you and me were on the same horrible page.
No, his name is Jinder Mahal.
Okay. You see, when he won the championship, then all you had was a whole bunch of people chanting USA. You had people calling him all these horrible ass slurs. Now, he was the bad guy, but that's when the more douchebag people come out. because
Yep,
you
sure
can't really
did.
you can't tell your story better in that instance. So
Nah, right. I think I'm going back. I'm double checking myself just to make sure we haven't missed anything. I think we're actually all caught up.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but that's just one perspective.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna say that's the show.
All right.
I'm gonna say that's the show. Because I like I said, 3 hours.
Oh yeah, because we got a minute left. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Just
we got
cut
a
it.
minute
Just
left.
cut it.
So yeah, I'm just cutting. All I'm gonna say is thank you everybody. Thank you so much for being awesome and wonderful and great and all that good stuff. Anyway, I love you all 3,000. And for Carter Presents, for Blerd Koa, for Earth's Mighty subscribers, for Earth's Mightiest patrons, for Earth's Mightiest listeners. I'm the Blerd Without Fear. And Ezra Miller, as always, you can go to hell.
Bye.